Final Four are Cardiff, Manchester, Nottingham and Bracknell. Our semi-final double bill begins with the teams who finished 1 and 2 in Super League. Many will look no further than the Manchester Storm this weekend in their own building. The Super League winners are going for a memorable double. Cardiff chased Manchester all the way for the league title. But it's been a while since the Devils added to their trophy cabinet. Can they make up for past disappointments here? The second semi has the makings of another classic battle. Bracknell's rookie coach Dave Whistle going head-to-head with the man who's done it all, Nottingham's Mike Blaisdell. Two coaches who demand total physical commitment. Prepare for a bruising encounter. Welcome to Manchester, the MEN Arena, and ice hockey's end-of-season party. 4 teams involved in this extravaganza. Everyone getting in the party atmosphere. Thousands have travelled from all around the country for this. We hope you'll enjoy the party at home as well. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. And just a reminder, 5.5 hours of top-class ice hockey coming your way this afternoon and this evening on Sky Sports, starting with the first semi-final. It's Cardiff against Manchester, and then following that at around about 7 o'clock, our second semi-final is the Nottingham Panthers against the Bracknell Bees. So a really big weekend of ice hockey in store for us. Welcome along. This is what it's all about. The Secunda Super League Trophy. Two teams who have their names on it already, the Ayr Scottish Eagles and the Sheffield Steelers, are not here this weekend, but I'm delighted to say that Sheffield's coach Don McKee is with us, along with Bob Carroll, our special guest. Don, I know you're looking forward to this. I know you'd rather be here, but two different kinds of semi-finals.
Very true, Dominic. The first game sort of business-like. Two teams that approach the game with a business offense, and I really think offense will win the first game. The team that can come out and strategically have the best goal-scoring chances will be there. Second game, Bracknell and Nottingham, they love to bang you around, beat up on you, and then take whatever's left over. So direct opposite. It's going to be a great afternoon and a great night.
Bob, just a brief word on this first semi-final.
I think it's going to be a cracking match, Dominic. Just like Don says, the fact is that, you know, they've got two teams here that have got some real strong offense to them, but I think that goaltending is going to be a very strong key.
So first up, it's Cardiff against Manchester. Let's see how they made it to the semi-finals. Cardiff were the last of the final 4 to qualify, but 7 points were enough for them to secure second place in Group B. Devils got there with 3 wins, a draw and 2 losses, but they did need to beat Newcastle in their final group game to make it through. Devils fans needn't have worried though. First period goals from McIntyre, Moria, and from Simeone gave Cardiff a lead. They didn't surrender. No surprise to see the Super League champions Manchester Storm finish top of Group A ahead of Bracknell. After a shock defeat against the Bees in the opening game, it was 5 straight wins for the Storm, including a revenge shutout victory over Bracknell. Frankie Pietrangelo racking up clean sheet number 7 for the season. And the Manchester Storm are about to appear on their home ice, but as the away team, it's going to feel kind of funny for them. What a season it's been already for these guys. Super League champions, of course, I need to remind you of that. A real turning point in this organisation's history this season. What chances of them adding the playoff trophy to that Super League trophy as well? They've had some real old ding-dongs against Cardiff this season, and they know this is going to be a tough one. BREBANT, one of the inspirational figures in this Manchester side. What can we expect of Manchester against Cardiff? Let's hear from some of the Manchester lineup.
This is another chance for Cardiff to get back at the Storm and prove to everybody that they were probably just as deserving as us. And what we have to do is go out and show everybody why, you know, we are the champions and that we deserve it, and you know, we get the win that way. So I think that both sides definitely can use the league as a motivator.
We're pretty good defensively, and we have a real system, team concept that everybody's bought into. So, you know, I think, like, we've played them a bunch of times this year. I mean, you know, you just have to be aware of it. And, of course, defensively, they play that trap system. So that's another thing you have to be very aware of. But, you know, we're ready for them.
We stand as good a chance as anybody. I mean, I believe that. I know that we're going up against a very good hockey club. Cardiff has played us tight all year long. And at the end of the day, this one might just be one big save one way or the other difference. So, you know, they're a great team. We're a very good team. We're playing well right now. Flip a coin. This one's up for grabs.
Manchester Storm quietly confident, I would think, of their chances, but they know it is going to be tough against a side who pushed them so hard for the league title. Here come the Cardiff Devils. Runners-up in the league, runners-up in the playoff finals last season as well, you'll remember, in that classic game against Ayr. Let's hear from the Devils.
Yeah, it's been a while since we won something, and it was a rough ride in the playoffs to get here, but we're here now, and we were able to put up a fight, and don't count us out.
We have to defend like crazy, but we have to beat Pietrangelo. They've got some good D there, and they're tough to break down. It's tough to penetrate into the slot to the high scoring areas. They do that pretty well. So we have to make sure that when we're attacking, we get into those scoring areas, and when we get there, you know, we have to make the most of those chances. Some of the big games over the last few years, we've kind of struggled, you know, chances, and then we took them. Well, you know, today's the day we have to take the chances.
I think our big keys are to play strong defensively, wait for our breaks, but also to drive the net when we get a chance to drive the net. You know, the goalie, Pietrangelo, has been outstanding. He doesn't give up a lot of rebounds, but, you know, he might give up one, and if it's there, I think we got to pounce on it and try to make it click for us.
Cardiff Devils at full strength for this. A few injuries for the Manchester Storm. We'll fill you in on those as the game goes on. It's Cardiff against Manchester. It's Wales against England. We're looking forward to a terrific game here between these two sides, who, remember, finished first and second in the league. There really isn't too much between them. Let's stand by now for the national anthems.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, right now, would you please welcome to sing the national anthems, Anna Reiber. And ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding, firstly for the English national anthem.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Santa victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain upstanding for the Welsh national anthem.
Ai
Well, it's stirring stuff, isn't it? Let's get this semi-final day underway with Cardiff against Manchester. A man in the commentary box for us who knows all about these two sides in John Lawless. He's alongside Steve James.
First and second in the league, Storm against the Devils. Two great hockey clubs should equal one great playoff semi-final.
Number 26, Richard Uniacke.
And interesting as far as the starting lineups go for an occasion like this. Both coaches very concerned to get the right selection. Cardiff coach Paul Heavey has opted to start with his third line, Merv Priest, centering Big Mike McWilliam and Nicky Chin, with Frank Evans and Derry Mennard on D. As home coach, he made that after seeing Manchester's starting lineup of Rick Brabant with Richard Uniacke and Jeff Tomlinson, Chris Miller and Kevin Hoffman on D. And certainly a player and a coach who knows all about being at this very important stage of the season. John Lawless, who's also in the Hockey Hall of Fame as well, and you've been in these sort of situations with both clubs, John.
Yes, I've been fortunate enough to be involved with both these clubs. This game has all the ingredients for an exciting semi-final, and in fact, it could be actually as good as a final. And I'm very excited about this. It's unbelievable. All the ingredients, like I say, the players. It just should be a great game.
The two coaches building towards the peak of their season. They'll just ask for that little bit extra from their players for this game, and if they get through for one more game before the end of the season. That's Kirk Kleinendorst, who's already got some silverware. Paul Heavey, who won the Super League in his first season in Super League, his second year as coach, but hasn't won anything yet this year. This game will be officiated by Graham Horner. He'll get this game underway. It's the Cardiff Devils who win the first face-off of the game. They are the home side, even though they're playing in the home of the Manchester Storm, who've been relegated out of their locker room.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting sort of option that Heavey will have to play. He can match lines, he'll have last change, and I think you'll see that a lot tonight, the matching lines. Brabant, obviously, they're going to have to try to key on. He could be the difference tonight.
Priest up against Brabant. This time Brabant wins it, so it's one face-off each so far in this game. And a huge crowd support from all the other clubs around the league as well, making up the attendance for this game, the first of two semi-finals. And these two sides both looking to get through to the final. And that would be a great occasion for both of them, but they know that they must not get too tense in a game like this. That's always the danger.
That's it. I think they have to stick to the basics, and like both coaches were saying, look for the options. When they get the chance, they got to bury it. Here's a good chance now for Chinny. He's just got to keep it deep there.
Well, Evans, the defenseman, had stepped up and was driving for the net. Chin didn't find him. Comes out into centre ice. Simeone. Back to Evans. Line changes taking place. Moria, McIntyre and Simeone up there now for Cardiff, who dump it in low. This is Hoffman. Moria. Cardiff have a chance here with Moria attempting to get the first shot on goal, off target. Saved there by Pietrangelo, and it's still out in front. Moria almost got onto that one. Still not away. Pressure here. This is Simeone. Simeone trying to get it back to the blue line. Good work though by Manchester Storm.
A lot of pressure there from Steve Moria's line. He'll be a key in tonight's game.
Lindman holding up Morin. Still Lindman going strong. He's been a great strength in the Cardiff defence all year. We've got our first power play coming up here though. Holding against Lindman. And so Manchester Storm will go on the power play.
Yeah, it's the first break goes to Manchester to see if they can capitalize on this. I think it was Mike Morin trying to get the puck deep and create, causing Lindman to hold him and get that first power play, which would be a very big key. I think what they'll be looking at, Manchester will work the puck around the box, and they might throw. Let's see who they got out there. They might throw a big player, Robinson. They have used him up in front of the net to try to create havoc in there, but they don't have him out there at the moment. But sometimes that's their plan. They put a big player out in front of the net and try to get some garbage goals.
Martin Lindman, the first player to be called for a penalty. And Manchester Storm with an awesome penalty power play record this year. That's the first shot of the power play from Newmeyer.
Pope was lucky there. He cross-checked right in front of the net, and it could have been a 5-on-3 situation.
Morin gets it back to the blue line again for Scott. Comes back This is Morin once more. Neumeier also on the blue line. This is Katola in the corner. Stefan Katola gets it back now to Blair. Scott comes in and Hornsky makes the first save, but there's two Manchester players there, and Kip Noble had to be on his guard there as well.
That's it. It's nothing fancy right there. They just get the puck on net, and you could see there, they almost snuck it in there behind Herlovsky. I guess that's how you pronounce it. There you go. Shot from the points. That's what they're going to try to do. Just keep everything on net and jam the net and see. I think on this second one here, just before that, or after that, where the play was stopped, Herlovsky was actually out of his net a little bit, and there was a Manchester Storm standing right in front of the net. So that's what they're going to try to do. Get it back to the point, nothing fancy, get a shot on goal, and maybe just create a rebound.
Saccatini up against Brabant, and Manchester seem to have won the draw, but Manchester then very quickly find themselves forced out of the Cardiff zone. Cardiff on the penalty kill. Saccatini going in, but not really forechecking. The puck comes back down. Herlovsky will field that one. Turnover then, Manchester have got it back. Brabant cycling it round to Tomlinson, comes back to Brabant once again. Brabant, a former Cardiff player, a playoff winner with the Cardiff Devils.
You can see now, Steve, they've got Robinson out in front with Brabant and Tomlinson, two very good stick handlers, and they'll have Robinson in front of the net.
Weaver gets the shot in. Robinson was right out there on the edge of the crease. Herlovsky made the save. Brabant again, Tomlinson, high slot. Needs to try and find Weaver, and Weaver couldn't quite get onto that one, but they have made something of it because Tomlinson now can set himself up back to the blue line. This is Scott with a shot. Hits the plexiglass. Brabant, someone's lost their stick. It's Merv Priest. The shot is saved, and Merv Priest just holding up Rick Brabant, and everybody climbing in, and there's perhaps our first fight coming up as well.
Yeah, Saccatini getting mixed up there. I don't think you'll see Tomlinson really retaliating there. I think that's Saccatini's game. He's going to get feisty. He's going to get in their face. Cardiff doing a good job right now, but still, Manchester have some chances there. I like that power play unit. We got Tomlinson and Brabant out there. Here you can see Saccatini's going to be a tough little guy. He's going to be feisty. He's going to try to put guys like Tomlinson off their game. You can see this action right in front of the net here. That's what I think is going to happen. You're going to get a kind of like we call a garbage goal. They're just jamming in front of the net. But obviously, Cardiff are killing off this penalty right now. They still have 17 seconds to go. But it'll be a good sort of motivating boost for them if they can kill off this penalty and then get settled and then take it from there.
They have 17 seconds left on this penalty kill, Cardiff Devils. 17 more seconds for Manchester Storm to have the one-player advantage and try and turn that into an early lead in this first playoff semi-final. Weaver still. Weaver gets the shot in again. Herlovsky, the busier of the two netminders, as you would imagine, but there you can see Lindman coming back onto the ice, end of the power play, and a success. 6 shots on Derek Herlovsky in that power play, so the penalty killing working, but under a lot of pressure, the Cardiff Devils.
Yeah, Herlovsky came up big there. I think of the two goalies throughout the season, he's probably been a little bit busier, so he's a bit used to that.
And in a sense, he won't mind, I suppose, getting a feel early on.
Yeah, he gets into the game, he gets his confidence, and I think that penalty killing unit right there has helped the Devils extremely early on in this game.
This is McIntyre. Moria skating through the middle. Moria couldn't quite find his stick. Simeone helps it back around to Moria behind Peter Angelo. This is McIntyre. Pope is back on the blue line. Pope with a shot. Moria. Pope with another effort, and it goes high over the plexi, goes into the crowd. We'll go down to ringside and get a word from Nick Rothwell.
Yeah, guys, you know, it's very hard to notice, but on the back of the Manchester Storm helmet, they've got in stickers number 41. Now, that is out of respect to Brad Rubachuk, who they're not sure about his future in hockey. We know he's got the neck injury, but and he's going to have surgery. They're going to have to fuse a couple of the discs together on his spine, so it's something that's very dodgy. We're not quite sure, but it's all out of respect for Brad Rubachuk, the Manchester Storm, letting him know how valuable he is to the organization.
We'll have a word with John Lawless about Brad Rubachuk in a moment. He brought him to the MEN Arena, the 9X Arena as it was then, when he was coach of Manchester Storm. This is Cardiff, though, in possession in the red and white strip, Cardiff. And this is an important player for them, Kip Noble.
As you can see, Yeah, right there. He gets the puck out of his zone, either with a great pass or he can carry it. And obviously he got the puck deep.
It's out of the zone. Manchester working hard to try and get possession. Jablonski has it. Shoots from long distance. Morin, they've gained the zone that way. Trying to go in low again. Katola on the forecheck. Morin's in there as well. Cardiff should get it out here when Matulik comes off. Graham Horner, the referee, skates though.
Pope elects just to get it deep, and it looks like they're going to have a line change. That's the key right now. Oh, could be a penalty coming up. Steve Thornton was fighting through a check, trying to get onto that puck that Pope dumped in. And again, it looks like we've got...
Penalty to both sides.
Oh, yes, he must have retaliated.
Thornton and Newmeyer.
Yeah, Newmeyer right here is holding him up. Thornton doing a good job. He sort of created that penalty by his sort of skating, kept his legs going, and I think he made the ref call that play. But I think he retaliated too. He's down in the penalty box. So it all went for naught. Actually, penalty up right now. Yeah, they both got 2 minutes. So should be 4-on-4. A little bit of open space here. You got a big ice surface here, 4 skaters. I think both teams will try to get their more fluent skaters out here in a situation like this.
Priest against Brabant, 4-on-4, acres of room now in this very large ice surface. Brabant winning the draw. This is Blair Scott with the shot. Holowski saw that one a long way out.
Offside there, yeah, Brabant was just pushed over the blue line. For me, Steve, there's obviously loads of talent on both rosters, but there's a couple of players that I think will make the difference. There's the shot there, as you can see, but Brabant was actually just pushed off over the blue line, and I think he's going to be a key. I think Brabant is a total professional. He's obviously feisty. He's got all the skill, and it's a big game, and he's a big game player. So I think they're going to have to key on him, and he could be the difference for Manchester Storm tonight.
Brabant against Priest. Sort of half a dozen of one and 6 of another that time, but it came back on the Manchester side. This is Miller. 4-on-4 after those 2 penalties. It could so easily have been a Cardiff Devils power play here. We've had 1 power play for the Manchester Storm in which they had 6 shots on Derek Holowski, but weren't able to score on it. This is Priest with a shot, and Peter Angelo almost lost that one too. Gets it back out in front. Cardiff trying to pick up possession, can't do so. This is Brabant.
Great opportunity there for Priest. And now here comes Brabant again, that player I was talking about.
Gets the shot away, the backhander, it's saved. And now Nicky Chin, a former teammate, a former winner of the playoffs on the same side as Rick Brabant.
Cardiff looking for a change. Yeah, those guys have been out in the ice for a minute. I'd be surprised if Moria doesn't come out now. Yeah, he's out there now. Again, we talked about Brabant on one side. Oh, little roughness going on. Show their presence there. We talked about Brabant on Manchester. A key player again for Cardiff for me is Steve Moria. This guy, like, he's 38 despite what he tells you. It just seems to get stronger and stronger. And again, a big game player. He's so smart, his awareness. And I think if there's going to be a game winner for Cardiff, I wouldn't look much further than Steve Moria.
Finished in the top 6 of the scoring this year. Joint top scorer for the Cardiff Devils, Steve Moria. And he is getting younger by the years, I think.
So he tells us. Yeah, despite what he says.
Former colleague of yours, yes. Going years back in Cardiff.
Yes, and I can remember signing his registration forms, so I know how old he is.
And Paul Heavey, who operated as an assistant coach under John Lawless. He was the captain of the Devil side when they won the playoffs.
He's done an awesome job. You know, it was difficult to take over when I left, and, you know, he's learned the game. He's had to deal with a lot of things both on and off the ice, and he's recruited well.
Jablonski wins the draw this time, comes out of the zone. Paul Heavey's record, not a bad one at all by any means, having won the Super League in the first year, and then Cardiff finishing 2nd this year, having been 3rd in the 2nd season of Super League. But they don't have any silverware. They want some. It's 0-0 here in the first semi-finalist. McIntyre tries to get past Hoffman. McIntyre goes down, no call. Quite correctly too from Graham Horner.
I think they're both going to go, yes.
Well, there was no call originally from Graham Horner, but then the two players taking it into their own hands to sort things out. Hoffman and McIntyre are going to go, presumably, 2 minutes each for roughing.
Yeah, it was Hoffman holding McIntyre, and I think McIntyre sort of retaliated. Here you can see that wasn't a penalty, but I think that there was a little hold coming up here that McIntyre didn't like, and he pushed him back, so I think the ref's just going to even things up. Not really a penalty there. I think McIntyre leaning in and trying to make the ref call it, and then he just retaliates here. So I think the ref just evened it up and said, okay, boys, we'll have 2 minutes and cool down.
They'll be called as coincidentals. We'll carry on 4-on-4. We've still got 14 seconds left on the previous 2 penalties. He's actually called Kevin Hoffman for a high stick.
I think it didn't really matter what call it was. They just wanted to even it up.
And slashing the call against Ian McIntyre. That's Steve Thornton, who's still got 14 seconds of his penalty. McIntyre with the helmet off the back of his head just in the distance of that picture you saw there. 10 seconds left, and then Thornton and Newmeyer will come back out onto the ice. Saccatini, great goal scorer, and such a dynamic dynamo, and some would say downright nuisance of a player out on the ice.
Exactly. Did a good job there in getting it deep and then just turning and delaying to see if he had any options there. He's again another offensive-minded player.
We're back to 5-on-5. McIntyre and Hoffman serving coincidental penalties. They're not against the teams. We've had 8 minutes of this game already. No goals so far. It's been tight. We've seen some good hockey. Halowski's seen more of the rubber. This is Lindman giving Peter Angelo a chance to taste the puck. Good save.
Yeah, he was able to see the puck there. I think that's the idea, that players have got to let that goalie see the puck, and Frankie will come up with the saves.
Saccatini gets it to Steve Thornton. Scored as many goals perhaps this year as some would have liked. Pope.
Good play there and getting it deep. He delayed, and then Pope followed it up.
And got it right out in front too. Newmeyer was there to clear, comes back in once more. Thornton will chase it in low. Thornton cycling it round for McWilliam. McWilliam gets it across, and now Newmeyer will carry the puck for Manchester Storm. Weaver putting it in low. Hurley trying to get in, and Noble looking to hold him up. Pope getting it out to McWilliam. McWilliam doesn't clear the zone. Now Manchester will have to backpedal. This is Newmeyer in centre ice.
Yeah, Newmeyer just dumping it in. Speaking to Darryl Lipsy yesterday, he thinks that Newmeyer is the best defenseman in the Super League, so we'll watch out for that tonight. He'll get loads of ice time.
Chin trying to take on Rob Robinson. This now is Blair Scott. Richard Uniacke coming into the Cardiff zone, picked up by Derry Menard, who can clear it. And just at the moment, neither side really setting themselves up for quality chances.
Yeah, it's kind of settled down a little bit after those penalties. But again, I think both teams have to look at this game as not taking too many chances, don't force anything, and just obviously take the chances when they come. You know, if they get the opportunity. You can see out there on the ice right now, McWilliam getting stuck in, showing his presence out there. Look at him, getting right in there and mucking it up.
Well, it's tension on the big occasion that leads to all of this, and Mike McWilliam
quite
is
stupid
just...
there. That is pretty stupid. You know, he's out there basically to show his presence, but he's hooking guys from behind. He's definitely going to get a penalty here, and he's going to let his team down.
It has to be said that Mike McWilliam probably needs to be more careful than most others, because referees know his reputation and will be even stricter with him than they might be with other players.
Well, the thing is, reputation or not, look at this guy. He's just going nuts, and it is pretty stupid. I've seen him play a couple of games this year, and he has actually lost it, and he's hurt his team because of it. Now, he's a big, physical, strong player, and he's got some skill. He just needs to tone it down a little bit, because right now, there isn't a lot in the game, and Manchester could get the advantage here. I'd be surprised if the ref calls this sort of even as far as the penalty minutes are concerned.
Well, Rick Brabant is taking a penalty as well. I think there's a spearing call. It's just being sorted out. Unsporting conduct on Rick Brabant.
Well, I don't know how you're supposed to react to, you know, getting stiffed in the back of the leg, or I don't know if it's supposed to be sportsmanlike to take it, but like I said before, I'd be very surprised if Manchester doesn't come out of here with a power play.
He's a tough guy, Rick Brabant himself. Another player that you've played with and coached with.
Very, very feisty. I think, you know, he's matured a lot, and he's probably playing his best hockey right now. He's got obviously a good team behind him, but like I said earlier, he could probably be the difference tonight if Manchester's going to come up with a win. I wouldn't, you know, expect him to not be far off the score sheet.
5+ game given to Mike McWilliam. Well, that is a big blow for the Cardiff Devils, because
Exactly.
Mike McWilliam is a physical presence, but he can play too.
He can, and the thing is about Mike is when he's out there, everybody knows he's out there, and you know you're watching out for him, because he you know, he can lose it now and then, as we've just seen. And now look at him, you know, he's having to go at the ref. He actually did spear or get one Manchester player in the back of the leg with a stick. So he brought that on himself. It was something from nothing, and now look at, he's going to hurt his team. Manchester will have a power play for 5 minutes, but actually initially it looks like now the penalties have been coming up on the board. It's going to be a 4-on-3, I believe, for the first 2 minutes.
That's the last you'll see of Mike McWilliam in this game. Not happy quite clearly, and he could be in more trouble there too because of that. Well, plenty of penalties to be sorted out. Clearly an awful lot of frustration and an awful lot of temper going on there.
Yeah, like I said, there you see the picture that the cameraman has got where Mike kind of put his stick through there, but I can't say it enough that he brought that on himself. That wouldn't be part of Heavey's game plan. Obviously, yeah, you're trying to have a physical presence. He's hurt his team in a couple of ways. First of all, Manchester got a 5-minute penalty, so they're going to stay shorthanded. They're going to have 4 guys on the ice, no matter how many times Manchester score. So Cardiff was shorthanded for that time. Also, he's hurt his team because he's not going to be playing the rest of the game, and that physical presence is out of Cardiff's lineup. So it's a big blow, but initially here right now, as the penalties are called, you got BREBANT has 2 minutes, and Blair Scott has 2 minutes. So Manchester's going to be, or Cardiff's going to be on the power play for 2 minutes, at which time, once that's up, Manchester will have the power play for 3 minutes.
It's strange, isn't it? After all that, Cardiff have got a power play.
I think what you'll look like on this power play is they have to get somebody in front of the net, right? Because Manchester only have 3 defenders, they got to clog in front of the net. And right now, they're just playing around the perimeter.
Noble, looked to shoot, then went for the pass, gets it back, gives it to Evans. Thornton's out in front, Sacratini there too, the shot coming in again.
That's it, Thornton's going to have to get, you know, mucking in there in front of the net.
Sacratini, back to Noble. What will he do now?
Well, they got to get somebody in front of the net here.
Sacratini back to Evans. Evans with a shot. See, nobody in front, as you were saying, John. Really, the shot came in and the save was made.
Thornton was there initially, he was pushed out, but what I'd like to see on this power play is possibly maybe only 1 point man. See, there's the shot from the point. Noble getting it away. But again, Pietrangelo has sight of the puck. Now I think I'd like to see, when it goes back to the point, there, Sacratini's got to just go to the net right now. Because unless he was thinking that maybe Noble might fake the shot and pass it back to him, but on a power play like this, get it back to the point, go to the net, maybe just jam in a rebound or a deflection. Because I think that's the only way you're going to beat that goalie right there.
Very important for Cardiff to put everything that's happened behind them, take advantage of this power play, because they will be short-handed at the end of this for 3 minutes. This could be a very vital part of this game. Moria back to the blue line. This is Noble shooting. Save. Lindman now has it back at point. And again, Lindman. Just moving it about, not getting the opportunities. Came off the pads. Moria back to Noble. Noble along to Lindman. One-timer.
Not a good shot. Nobody was in front of the net. And now Newmeyer elects to just dump it down the ice and kill a few more seconds on this penalty kill.
Not much more than half a minute to go of this power play. And then the Cardiff Devils, from being 4-on-3, will be down a man. It'll be back to 5-on-4 for Manchester. And Mike McWilliam out of the game for Cardiff. Moving it. Back to Noble. Didn't want to shoot again. Noble normally shoots much more than this on the power play. Orlovsky. Seconds ticking away. Perhaps one last rush on this power play for the Cardiff Devils. Lindman, Thornton in the corner. Power play almost up, and the Cardiff Devils have not taken advantage. BREBANT and Scott come back out onto the ice, and suddenly it's penalty kill time for the Cardiff Devils, and the foot is on the other skate, so to speak.
Yeah, exciting stuff here. Specialty team's going to be playing a big part in tonight's game.
Miller didn't get a hold of that one. Holowski, and in fact there's a broken stick, that's why he didn't really get a hold of it. Miller losing his stick there. That'll have to get cleared up and sorted out. He'll collect himself a new one.
Yeah, Cardiff didn't have too many clear-cut chances there on that power play opportunity, but I think you'll... Oh yeah, there you see that stick. Luckily it didn't hit anybody in the face. That could do a lot of damage, but I guess what they're trying to do here on that 5-on-4 situation for Manchester is get it deep, get the man on the puck, and what they have to try to do is make sure that they support the puck here. If they're down low or up top near the blue line, they have to support the puck. And also, they can't get outworked. When you're on the power play, you cannot get outworked and just expect, you know, with that man advantage, you're going to get scoring chances.
Thornton up against Morin. Menard and Matulik. In fact, Matulik replaces Thornton for the draw. Evans also on the penalty kill for Cardiff Devils. Jablonski out there with Mike Morin and Stefan Ketteler.
There you go, there's the dump, and they have possession in the end.
Ketteler getting it back in the slot, the shot comes away and Holowski didn't hold on to it. Jablonski couldn't put it away, a bit too high for him maybe as it came off the netminder.
In the right position though, if it bounced right, could have had a goal there.
Thornton working hard down the boards, still going Thornton, and there's going to be a penalty, and that's an important one as well.
That was a great effort by Steve Thornton. I was saying to Paul Heavey, he's another key player that he's got to fight through the checks, the hooks, the sticks, because he's very skillful. And they'll be keying on him, but he's got to keep the legs going. He did that twice already today, and he's drawn 2 penalties. So now, another penalty coming up. In 12 seconds, it will be Cardiff's turn to go back on the power play.
An awful lot of paperwork for the referee and the scorers to sort out here in this game because we've had plenty of penalties.
Well, actually what will happen, it'll be 4-on-4. My mistake, because that original penalty to McWilliam was a major, so that obviously you got to sit that out for 5 minutes. So it's 4-on-4, which will relieve Cardiff anyway. We won't have to kill that penalty for so long.
Going to be a complex old game at times, ice hockey, when the penalties really start to fly.
4-on-4, though, again, you'll have a lot of ice, and look who you got in the puck, BREBANT.
There's some tired players out there after the first bit. Good save, and the second save was even better from Holowski.
Beautiful save.
BREBANT came in.
Beautiful save. Both shots, the end of the rebound especially.
This is Priest getting into Lindman, who's come forward, the defenseman, just dumping it in and almost found Eckroth, the other defenseman, who pinched up as well. Newmeyer. There's barely been a quiet moment in this first period. We've had 12 minutes, and at the moment Manchester ahead 11-6 as far as shots on target are concerned. Cardiff with 3 of those 6 shots on their 5-on-3 power play. 4-on-3 power play, I should say.
Oh, that's got to be a penalty.
Brought down, and it is, and Lindman will get his second penalty of the game. So they will be on the penalty kill again. Manchester have a power play coming up.
Katola using his speed very well there and causing, I think it was Lindman, there you see, just holding him. If not, I think Katola could have drove to the net there and had a great scoring chance. So once again, it gets complicated up there on the scoreboard for these penalties. Looks like it's going to be a 4-on-3 now for Manchester. In actual fact, a 4-on-3, as far as the power play is concerned, is better. You have more space, and I like personally, I would rather have a 4-on-3 power play than a 5-on-4. So let's see if they can make the use of this. Like I say, they've had enough practice already.
Derek Holowski has seen an awful lot of the puck already in this game. And the Cardiff Devils, I suppose that was more of a good penalty because at least, I mean, he had to make something, he had to do something.
Yeah, he was caught a little bit flat-footed against a skater like Katola, which, you know, you can't really afford to do.
They clear the zone. Manchester Storm's penalty has 50 seconds left on it. There's a minute and a minute 40 left on the 2 Cardiff ones. It all adds up to a power play for Manchester. 1:45 left on that.
I'll tell you, these specialty situations are keeping the coaches very busy right now. You're looking out there, I'm watching what sort of units the coaches have out there for, you know, power play, penalty kill. It's very interesting because, you know, in some situations you plan for and practice for a 5-on-4 power play, and then all of a sudden you've got a power play, and then in a minute you're killing, and then it's a 4-on-3. So it's interesting to see the matchups that the coaches are doing out here right now.
Disrupts the momentum as well of
yeah, you know, you got 3 lines on both teams that normally play, and then all of a sudden that goes out the window, and some guys are lagging a lot more ice time that you want, and some guys aren't seeing the ice that often.
Barely any time played 5-on-5 even strength in this game. We've got just over 6 minutes left of the first period as Kettler still going out in the slot. A real tussle going on there. Who's going to win out? Derek Orlovsky in the end just gets a glove on top of the puck.
Good action in front of the net there that Manchester are just buzzing in front of the net, but they're defending well. Cardiff actually prevented a quality shot getting on there on Orlovsky. As you can see, they're digging, fighting for the puck, but good positional work there by Cardiff. Apart from right there, Jablonski was snuck in on the offensive side. I guess a situation like this is you've got to be on the defensive side, especially in that slot area.
Derek Orlovsky chosen over Stevie Lyle. It's the only coach, Paul Heavey, who's got to make a choice between his netminders for big games, I guess. And Orlovsky won out over Stevie Lyle, and so far, got to say, right choice.
Yeah, it was a very difficult choice, I guess, for Heavey to make, because Stevie Lyle has, I think, seen about 50% of the games since Christmas and done a great job. And he's got a pretty good record against Manchester, I believe.
2 wins out of 2, Stevie Lyle against Manchester. Derek Orlovsky's played them 4 times. There's the face-offs. Manchester have won more than Cardiff. This time, it's a bit of a mess, really, but Noble eventually clears out. Derek Orlovsky has won 1 of those 4 games. That was the last time these two met in the final Super League game between the two, right at the end of the season. And Manchester were already the champions. Kettler. Manchester back to full strength here, so now it's 5-on-3. Hoffman with a shot! Somehow it didn't get past Orlovsky. Katola goes to the corner to get it back to Scott on the blue line once again. Scott winding up for another shot. And Jablonski's out there in front causing problems too. Scott this time couldn't get a hold of it. And Cardiff will bring it out of their zone. This is Stevie Thornton. Still going. And it's Saku Ekloff, in fact, it was. The young Finn who was
seen his first shift tonight.
And a good effort too on the penalty kill. Hurley, bit of a high stick from Noble, got away with that one. Good chance for Manchester though, they can find BREBANT or Richard Uniacke, neither of them could turn it on goal. They still have it though in the Cardiff zone. It's 5-on-4 at the moment, but only
Cardiff kills off. Another penalty.
Now, can we have a sustained period of 5-on-5 play? No goals. 15 minutes gone of this first playoff semi-final between the side that won the league and the side that came second. And it really has lived up to expectations. Maybe not quite the way we thought, but we knew it would be an exciting game, and it has been. Thornton gains the zone, still going. Just lost it in the end.
Good transition work there by Manchester, stopping Steve Thornton and turning up. But again, both teams are kind of locking out at their blue lines when it's 5-on-5.
This is Manchester with Morrison. His line out there now. Doug McEwen's getting a shift for the Cardiff Devils. So Paul Heavey starting to use his extra men out there at the moment with Priest and with Chin. Manchester in the Cardiff zone.
Very good work down low there. They're supporting each other, cycling, but obviously Cardiff playing well defensively too, and get it out here with Chin. Should get it deep on that situation.
Chin and McEwen on the side that won the playoffs back in '94 for the Cardiff Devils. This is Brent Pope.
You see Dougie with his first shift of the game tonight.
And got caught by Newmeyer on the boards, but still working well, working harder than ever, Doug McEwen. One of those players who's in the veteran class, I suppose, a great skater and shown that he can do the physical stuff too.
Yeah, I've seen him play a couple of times this year. When he gets a shift out there, he's just buzzing, working really hard. And, you know, with his skill, he can still get some scoring opportunities.
Merv Priest. Chin taking a hit there. This is Priest. Noble's back on the blue line. Simeone's out in front. Simeone will go around. It will actually come right the way around the boards to Noble. Priest gets it back inside. Dumps it in low. They'll go for the line change. Simeone's actually going on the forecheck. Tomlinson has it now for Manchester Storm and will lead the charge.
Offside there. Yeah, it looked like he was just going to dump it in, so I think Tomlinson was going for the dump, and then he elected to pass it, but Tomlinson was offside. Earlier in that shift, BREBANT made a giveaway at the blue line too, so I got to have a word with him to smarten up. I picked him to be the player of the game, but again, he's given everything he can. I still think that a player like that will make the difference. He's got a really good head on his shoulders, and he just gives you 100% all the time.
See some Panthers fans in there, looking forward to the second semi-final. Kurt Klein endorsed. It must feel strange for him being on the away bench for this game. Manchester in black because they are the away side, even though it's in the Manchester arena. They lost the toss to decide who would be the away side. Cardiff on the home bench, making the last change.
Nice play.
Moria with a shot, and DiMarangelo took it on the chest. Back out to Moria again, back to the blue line. Shot coming in from Lindman. Eckroth is at point on the other side. Didn't even make it as far as the netminder, and a chance maybe for a breakout here. Lindman will cover that one quite comfortably in the end for Cardiff. On the change though, Manchester gain the zone once again, and there's a little trip there. The referee not calling it this time.
Not a penalty, no. I think he dove a little bit there. It was a good call by the ref. Good judgment.
Clear the zone, but it's picked up and centerized by Manchester once more. Plenty of pressure from Manchester. Minute and a half left of the first period. No goals. Matulik. Now would be an ideal time to break the deadlock. Shoots. Peter Angela had to have that one covered. Real rough tough in the corners. Thornton somehow trying to get out in front even after he went down. Someone's lost a helmet. It's Hurley, the Manchester forward, back on D at the moment, yes. And there's another tug, and this time it's going to be a Cardiff Devils power play with 1:05 left in the first period.
Thornton is definitely focused for this game. He's drawn 3 penalties with his shifty footwork. You know, obviously he's got great hands and he's a great stick handler, but I think he's keeping his legs going. He's causing a lot of problems for the defensemen here in Manchester, and they've responded by getting 3 penalties against him. It was unfortunate that Manchester didn't get this puck out. They were so close to the blue line, and basically from this play, Thornton was able to draw the penalty. See Matulik here. Checks his options out and says, well, I think I better keep it deep here. And from that play, you see just after that, Thornton does the little spin around and draws the penalty. So once again, we have a specialty situation. Power play towards Cardiff Devils.
They got 3 shots away on their previous power play, the Cardiff Devils. They've spent more time on the penalty kill than the power play in this game. They don't have the best of power plays this season. In the regular season, the Cardiff Devils had 1 or 2 problems as far as their power play were concerned. Just 9.5%.
I like who they have out there. This guy getting the puck right now, Steve Moria. Very smart, checks all his options, is very aware.
In 6 games against Manchester this year, the Cardiff Devils, in fact, haven't scored on the power play. They just haven't got that together at all against the Manchester Storm, who, it must be said, are the best penalty-killing team in British hockey these days. Merv Priest. Cardiff, just 20 seconds left. Check up against the boards.
That's it, good work down low. Got to support the puck, but it comes out. BREBANT just elects to ice the puck.
It'll be just under a minute to go of the power play when they start the second period. It looks as though they've not been able to break the deadlock in this first period. Sacratini just had one last effort as the clock ticks down. End of the game. And just Paul Heavey looking on, because we've got a little bit more trouble going on between the 2 sets of players, and a real tussle there. Ivan Matulik getting really stuck in there.
There's 2 big heavyweights going at it. Matulik, I'm not too sure who that is for Manchester. I think from this situation,
Is it Blair Scott?
If they break up like they have done, I think they'll see 4 minutes each, unless there was an instigator. But it's not over yet.
Well, it was Blair Scott. You can see Sacratini just talking with Kevin Hoffman. There's more pushing and shoving going. The frustration of a game not helped by the fact that it stayed level throughout the first period, not helping. But Blair Scott was involved with Ivan Matulik in the first fight. He is going to be serving some sort of penalty at the start of the second period, quite clearly. Whether it will be 2 minutes for roughing or 2 + 2 maybe. They don't tend to give 5 for fighting very often these days.
Not in that situation. I think if both players break up when the linesmen get in there, they'll probably receive a 2 + 2, unless there was, you know, initial call like a hooking or an elbowing like that. But usually 2 + 2. But it's, as you can see, it's not over yet. I think it's a lot of nothing at the moment. To be honest, I think both teams are basically saying, you know, trying to show their authority or stamp their authority on the game.
Well, plenty of tempers to be calmed and cooled, and plenty of sorting out for the referee to be done. We'll get all that sorted out, and the coaches no doubt will have 1 or 2 reflections to add to their players. We'll get it all sorted out after the break here on Sky Sports.
Playoff finals weekend at the MEN Arena in Manchester. Still to come, the second semi-final between the Nottingham Panthers and the Bracknell Bees. We're expecting that one to be physical. What about this one? Cardiff against Manchester, producing 55 penalty minutes in that first period alone. I beg your pardon, 45 penalty minutes in that first period alone. Cardiff with 1 power play advantage, Manchester with 3. And Manchester mustering 10 of those. First of all, Steve James.
We're going to start this game in the second period with more power play action. 5 on 3 for Cardiff, because you can add an extra 36 minutes to that total of 55.
Five on 3. An awesome opportunity here for Cardiff to take advantage, get their first goal.
They're paused. They're on pause, okay? Paul Heavey saw his side, managed to come out with no goals, having been short-handed for a large period of the first period. His side are going to be on the power play at the start of the second period, because we've had more penalties called. In fact, an extra 36 minutes penalties called for the incidents at the end of the first period. Cardiff will be on 5 on 3 power play. Matulik and Sacratini both given penalties for Cardiff. Matulik 10 minutes, Sacratini 2 + 10. Scott for Manchester 2 + 2 + 10. It's quite a game, John.
Yeah, after all that fracas there, Cardiff come out a lot better with a 5 on 3 opportunity early in this second period. They'll have to try to get something from this 2-man advantage.
They had a 5 on 3 advantage in the first period and didn't manage to get a goal. They managed to get 3 shots on that double power play advantage. Noble. Linman just alongside him on the blue line, goes for Moria, gets it back, Kip Noble, now he finds Linman. Defenseman gives it back to his other blue liner, Noble. Once again to Linman, back to Noble, playing their own game at the moment. And then the shot came off Brabant. Linman once more, back to Noble. Noble shoots low, came off Robinson. High, bounces on the left-hand side of the zone for Linman to collect. Linman. Noble, a shot on target, and that hit the post from Moria. Linman, some real pressure here. This time it's saved. Might come back to Moria, hit the wrong side of the net. Moria trying to get the ice. Gets the puck. Back to Linman. Noble with another shot, just off target. Now a chance for a breakout if Newmark can get on the end of that one. Couldn't quite, and Lofsky has to quickly cover up.
Best scoring chance of the game so far, with Moria hitting the crossbar there. A lot of chances there by Manchester, as you can see. Here it is, the shot on goal, and Mo pouncing right on that puck and gets it over the goalie, but a little bit too high and hits the crossbar. You can hear that ding all the way up here. Great scoring chance there by Cardiff.
Frank Pietrangelo, the #1 netminder. Very impressive statistics for the season, and picked up quite a few awards for his performances with the Manchester Storm, and hasn't had quite as much to do as Derek Orlovsky, but almost beaten them.
Yeah, he also made a great glove hand save on that power play. There was that scoring chance there by Morey, as we said, but he came up with a really quick glove there. I think there was a shot in the slot there that he prevented from going in. I think with him, though, basically, if he does see the puck on the initial shot, obviously the majority of chances, he's going to save it. It's the rebounds, it's the deflections, it's the screens that are going to cause these goalies some problems.
Graham Horner talking with the players, trying to get things sorted out, because clearly with so many penalties and trying to sort out when they start, when they finish, there's misconduct penalties from Matulik, Sakwatini and Scott, so that doesn't, of course, affect the clock, but very difficult, of course.
Yeah, he seems to...
They were pausing to edit. This is sort of kind of, they don't want all this speed. Cardiff Devils still with the advantage of one man now. No longer 5-on-3, it's 5-on-4. Very complex situation because of all the penalties. Hardly more than a couple of minutes, even-handed 5-on-5 throughout the course of the first period. And still all power play action in the second period, but Cardiff yet to score on the power play. No goals in this game.
They got McEwen out there on the power play, see if he can create some scoring chances there. He has limited ice time so far.
Mycroft to Chin, right around. McEwen in the corner will try and get that one up. Gets a big shove from Newmeyer there.
Just realized there McEwen probably see a little bit more ice time now that McWilliams out of the game. So could be a factor in this outcome.
He'd be the man to step up onto that third line with Priest and with Chin.
Actually, maybe McWilliam did Cardiff a favor.
Power play ending then for the Cardiff Devils. And it's still Devils 0, Storm 0. 2 minutes of the second period gone. There's a helmet missing. And it's Miller who's lost the helmet. "55 minutes to Cardiff, 26 minutes to Manchester." That's quite a hefty total. Chin.
Good forechecking there by Cardiff.
Chin gets the shot away. McEwen is being held up a little here by Richard Uniacke. BREBANT out there. So Miller without the helmet. This is a shot coming in from Noble and a good save. As John said, if he sees it, he usually catches it. He did that time.
Yeah, and he could have been a little bit screened there on that play with Noble just jumping on the puck. One of the defensemen going down in front of the shot, so he wouldn't have seen it until the last minute. Comes up with a brilliant glove save. You can see Cardiff forechecking well, creating that turnover. Noble just jumping on that. He's really good that way. He'll jump into the play. Has a great wrist shot, as you can see there, but Frankie matching his shot.
Can't be faulted so far, although he was beaten and needed the help of the pipe. And then netminders always say, it's not going in, why should I make the save? Noble with the shot. It's been tense, and it certainly has been exciting, even if we haven't seen any classic free-flowing hockey as yet. It's been such a titanic struggle between these two sides, and Steve Morier is the kind of player, he's come closer to scoring so far, and he's got the skill that could just unlock this game.
I think so. In that first period, there wasn't too many 5-on-5 chances, but when he was out there, I think about 2 or 3 shifts that it was 5-on-5, he had 2 or 3 scoring chances, or his line was in the offensive zone. He's very smart. Offensively, his awareness is second to none, but also Paul Heavey rates him one of his best defensive forwards too. He doesn't take chances and he looks at the risk and reward and basically comes up with the right decision.
Face off there between Morier and Morin. Just changed the name, changed the last letter on the name, it's exactly the same. 15-7 won by Manchester. Morin winning that one as well over Morier. Clearing the zone, and this is Steve Moria. Has McIntyre down the right, this is Simeone on the left. Looked to see if he could find Moria, who was skating through the slot. Simeone in a tussle now with Mike Morin, the Manchester centre. Comes away from the boards, Manchester have it. Not finding it easy to get at. Good forechecking by Cardiff here, keeping it in the zone. Now it is cleared. Manchester will find it coming back their way. McIntyre will chase it into the corner. Robinson gets there first.
Cardiff are getting that puck deep and throwing the body on Manchester defenseman there. It's going to take its toll, and hopefully sooner or later they'll get a turnover from it. But yes, they're playing a very smart game. They're looking at their options. They're getting the puck deep, but their forwards are also reading that and getting on the puck carrier quick and throwing that body check. So lots of big hits there on the Manchester defenseman.
Kurt Kleinendorst, the coach on the away bench. It's unusual for him. They are the away team. It's an incredible record that he's got, really, having succeeded John Lawless at the Manchester Storm, and 77 wins. Not bad going at all.
Yeah, he's recruited well. I think that was the key. As soon as he came into this organization, he knew the standard, and he's recruited well. And obviously, the players have responded by winning the Super League this season.
Hoffman. Holofsky with it. Manchester trying to get some pressure on here around Holofsky, who's not had anything to do so far in the second period, but now he might have to. Made the save and cleared away. Sakhareklov, the young Finn, on the forecheck and gets the turnover. Beneklov get away, can he get the shot away? Being held surely, and yes, the penalty comes up against Manchester Storm. We just have got so many penalties in this game. It's remarkable, really, but no doubts about that one at all.
I think this is his second or third shift of the game. Causes a turnover, keeps the legs going, and basically Chris Miller had nothing else to do but to haul him down. So I guess arguably you could say it's a good penalty, but he created the turnover himself. So he'll be sitting in the box hoping that once again Manchester can kill this thing off.
Well, Miller won't be lonely on the penalty bench. Blair Scott is in there as well. Blair Scott with a little goatee beard. He picked up a misconduct penalty, a 2+2+10 for an incident, a fight with Matulik at the end of the first period. Yeah, there is Ivan Matulik still on the misconduct penalty, and Vecchio Sacratini with a misconduct penalty as well. They've got to serve 10 minutes before they can come back out. Doesn't go against the team though.
No, hopefully they'll use that to their advantage later on in the game. The coaches are aware of that. They'll have legs come in the third period.
Lindman with a shot, saved by Frank Pietrangelo, defenseman in there. Yeah. And it does seem that the nerves have calmed down a little when you get situations like that. They're not getting quite so worked up.
Yeah, again, here's a shot from the point. Again, Frank can see it. He's going to make those saves all night. They don't mind that. They're saying, yeah, just clear the road so he can see the shot, and they expect Frankie to make those saves. Good work there by Manchester.
Moria up against Brabant for the face-off. Won by Manchester. Newmeyer right down to the other end. Lindman will get the touch here. They're on the power play. It couldn't have been an icing call. Thornton missed that one.
It's going to be icing now, though, I think.
Manchester are the short-handed side, so they can benefit. There's the touch-up.
Yeah, I think there was a long pass there as Thornton was stretching. It just bounced over his stick, so they have to come down to the other end. And so far on the specialty units, I would have to say that Manchester look a little bit better as far as offense when they're on the power play than Cardiff. They just haven't quite got it together there. If they're getting the shots from the point, they got to get guys in front of the net. So hopefully here from Cardiff's point of view, they can gain possession from this draw, set it up and deep in Manchester's zone.
Tell us what's going on in that face-off there, John.
Well, basically, they want to win the draw, and let's set it up. Here you can see they're setting it up here now, but it's so important to win the draw because you gain possession, and as you can see now, they're coming down to Manchester's zone.
Priest. This is Moria. Comes back again to Moria. This is their 18th power play of the season against Manchester. They've yet to score the Cardiff Devils when they've had a man advantage against the Storm. Not going to do it just there. They've got a minute left on this power play.
Yeah, another bounce puck over the defenseman. Unfortunate.
Linman took his arm up maybe. Just a little bounce, hopped over the stick, but he has it and will come forward. Dumps it in the corner. Priest goes on the forecheck. Makes the check. Just missed Morin, actually, who quickly got out of the way.
Yeah, frustration for Cardiff setting in there. They're dumping it in, but they're not getting on the puck, and obviously Manchester electing to just dump it out and kill this penalty off.
30 seconds, less than 30 seconds left on the power play for Cardiff. Who is going to score the first goal in this game? It, more often than not, proves crucial between these two sides.
Good hit by Chinny there.
The second stick away. Marco Sten, he's not had too much ice time in this game.
I think it's probably his first shift, and you know, he's got two defensemen in the penalty box. He's going to have to use Sten now and then.
Noble comes forward. Really let go of that one. Offside was the call, though.
Yeah, Dougie McEwen was just offside there. He didn't time it quite right, and Noble let one rip. It was up off the target, but Dougie was offside by about 2 or 3 feet. Here you see Noble lets it rip. That's a very effective shot. It's very hard, but like I say, it was offside, so causing no problems.
Kip Noble, top defensive scoring. All-time best defensive goal scoring record. It's quite something.
He seems to know when to jump into the play, too. He doesn't do it all game, but if he sees an opening, he goes for it, and he's very deadly that way, as you can see with his shot.
The power play is up. The only players left on the penalty bench are those serving the misconducts, the personal penalties. It's 5-on-5, pretty rare in this game. Evans took a rap with the stick, and then got caught there too by Ketteler. Trying to dig it out. It's Cardiff who come away with it, though. This is McIntyre. McIntyre, Cardiff with Simeone. Moria skating in for the net, but Miller got there before Simeone. And now Manchester 2 against 2. Tomlinson. Here's an opportunity for Miller. Backhanded it right across the crease. No one there. Another shot coming in. It was on target. Saved by Halowski. Just taking a breather there, the Cardiff Devils. With Barry Menard.
Manchester trying to set the trap up in that forecheck, but Cardiff coming down, breaking it quite nicely. There's the shot going over, but yeah, they're settling it down. I think Cardiff are having a better period, this second period, than the first. They're having a little bit more majority of play, but you can see from that last breakout, Manchester sort of setting the trap up. It's not a real aggressive forecheck. Like I say now, you see Dougie McEwen out there right now, and that could be a little bit of a difference for Cardiff. McEwen for McWilliam, you know, and I think Dougie's going to thrive on that.
They obviously play a different kind of game. Does that mean Cardiff have to change a small element of their game because they're two totally different players? McEwen is a finesse skater.
Yeah, it will change it a little bit, and you can also see Eckroth out there is out there as well. He's getting a little bit more ice time. So Heavey's using you know, his bench well, and I think that could prove you know, a strong point, especially now Matulak being in the penalty box, Sacratini being in the penalty box. So those guys will have legs come the second half of the game.
Saku Eklof getting more ice time because of the penalties that have been taken in this game. It's been all change on the lines.
Yeah, you see that stat up there with him not scoring in 50 games. He doesn't get a lot of ice time. He's very effective, and he doesn't roll when he gets out there.
Came to this country to play for Cardiff Devils' second string team. Steve Thornton up against Dave Morrison for the face-off in the Manchester zone. Won by the Cardiff Devils. Shot coming in, it's off target. Thornton will chase it again. It comes out, Noble will have to go back. And he will get the touch up for the icing. Oh, in fact, they must have taken a touch on the way because no icing is called on that one.
As you can see, there's not much of a forecheck here by Manchester. And Cardiff trying to break that trap, trying to stretch the defenseman, but they're clogging up the blue line quite well.
Eklof around the boards.
Cardiff seem to be forechecking a lot better. They're getting the puck deep and they're getting on it quicker.
Noble got away from his man. He'll dump it in, and they're going for the line change. Eckloff just getting a tug back from Weaver, then goes down. Nothing was called. The referee, Ben Horner, was right there to see it. Big Swede, Peter Eckloff, doing well. It falls for Thornton. Thornton got the shot on target, came off the pads, almost came as a rebound out there for Saku Eckloff. Evans just batting it through centre ice. Manchester's turn to try and set up. In fact, they decide to go for the line change. Swarovski and Evans almost getting caught up between themselves there. Good job there was nobody in forechecking at that point. Pope right across! Oh, that was almost a real chance. That perhaps the best chance of all. Priest couldn't convert it. Chin out in front, Chin scores! Manchester will be furious because they thought there was a penalty. They thought the penalty should have been called, but Chin has got the first goal of this game halfway through. At last we have a break in the deadlock. Manchester are absolutely furious, but the Cardiff Devils are one up.
I think what Chris Miller is so upset about is Nicky Chin just out-muscled him in front of the net. Chris Miller was marking him quite closely. I think Chinny just pushed him off. And I think Miller was looking for the penalty. Look at that, just pushed him. Actually, he just pushed him out of the way. Miller tripped over there, and it could have been a penalty right there. That's why he's furious. Chinny doing his job, clearing in front of the net, left all alone, and finishing off perfectly. But I'll tell you, Chris Miller is furious because he was just pushed right out of the way there. Chinny standing all alone. Here we go, you can see Chinny just pushing him. Beautiful play there by Nicky Chin. It could have been called as an interference. Ref didn't see it. Chinny left all alone there, had loads of time, and fired it under his pads.
Chris Miller is not happy at all. And
the refs are talking right now whether or not that it was an interference penalty or not. I don't know if they're going to... I think the goal is definitely going to stand.
Alan Bashwood, the linesman, said, as far as I'm concerned, the goal stands, and Graham Horner has confirmed the goal stands. If you wear black, that was a penalty, clear as daylight. If you wear red and white, that was never a penalty.
It was a great play from Nicky Chin if you wear white. And yes, if you wear black, they're thinking, hey, that was interference. You know, I'm standing in front, I'm trying to mark my man. He comes and bulldozes me over. It did look like Miller lost a little bit of his footing. He didn't get set, and Chinny pushed him. So it was a great play by Chinny. It was borderline whether or not it was going to be a penalty, but he finished off nicely.
Well, Nicky Chin has won the playoffs 5 times, with the Cardiff Devils 3 times. He's also won with the Sheffield Steelers a couple of times. He's got unassisted goal here. He once scored 4 goals and 2 assists in a playoff final for the Cardiff Devils. And in this game, which is so close and so titanic, that goal could be absolutely huge.
Oh, it is huge, and Chinny's done his role. He's a big physical player. He's thrown a lot of hits so far when Cardiff have dumped it in, and he's come up with a big goal for Cardiff Devils.
In all the times these two sides have met, the team that has scored the winning goal, or the first goal, has only lost twice, and that happened the last time the two met in Cardiff at the end of the season. And that just tells you how close these two sides are. He kept it in, Chin. He's having a good game.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to see Manchester going to try to have to open it up a little bit, although there's still plenty of time, half the game to go. They're going to be playing with a little bit more spark in their stride now, I think.
Well, Priest had a real good chance just before. This is Priest now. Priest looking to get it back to Chin. Is that in again? It's another goal. Nicky Chin has done it again. What a shift. What a performance.
What a goal. That was just awesome. It was one of the rare 3-on-2s that we've had this game. It was perfectly executed. Here you see Nicky Chin coming down. Listen, look at this. Priest just holding on, feeds it back to Chin, and he throws it upstairs. What a finish. What a great goal. You can see it, like I said, 3-on-2s, everybody's doing their job. Chinny just gets in behind Neumeyer there and throws it upstairs, knocks the water bottle off. And I'll tell you, that is a huge goal. We thought his first one was bigger. This one gives him the 2-goal cushion. That the way this game's going to go is going to be tough to overhaul. Just finishes it upstairs. Just a beautiful goal there by Nicky Chin. What a great shift.
37 seconds between The 2 goals scored by a player who was born and bred in Cardiff, Nicky Chin. And we're going to have a timeout here because the Manchester Storm, Kurt Kleindorf, clearly is concerned a little fan there can't look. That's how much it means to him, and this is how much it means to him. He wants to get his players refocused.
Yeah, you're looking at this, that they haven't done anything all that bad, you know, and all of a sudden they see themselves down 2-0. I think he's going to say, hey, look, listen, guys, there's a lot of time left in this game. Let's refocus here. Let's not lose, you know, the sort of plot or the game plan. Well, I think they basically got to play defense first. Like I say, there's plenty of time there, but they also, Manchester, have to pick it up a bit. I don't think they can sit back too much, you know, for too much longer, because, you know, 2 goals in a game like this could seem like a mountain.
Cardiff fans doing the Ayatollah. That's one of their traditional ways of celebrating things down in Wales. You can understand they're more than happy at the moment.
Boy, that was just a terrific shift by Nicky Chin. He'd be pumped. I think he's lifted the team. Now, Cardiff Devils believe that they can win, like I said, but from their perspective, still a long, long way to go. Peavy looked pretty composed there. He's got to say to his players, hey, look, guys, we haven't won anything yet. Okay, let's, again, from their point of view, refocus, still do the simple things, and we'll take it from there. I think in my situation like this, when you're up 2 goals, they say it's very, very simple. They don't score, we win. So I think they can't sit back, Cardiff can't, but they got to play sound defensively.
Now is the time for experience. Steve Murray up against Rick Brabant. You don't get much more experience than that. Came back on the Cardiff side. Things seem to be going the way of the side from Wales. Both those goals, incidentally, scored by Nicky Chin, a Welshman. Both assisted by Merv Priest, who was born in Leicestershire in England.
You can see here, Cardiff are dumping it in and getting on the puck, or trying to get on the puck quick. And the opposite end, Manchester don't seem to really get too much forechecking going.
This is Brabant. He's won games all on his own before now. This is Manchester really trying to lift themselves. It's a real test of character for Manchester right now.
Yeah, they're 2-0 down. They're playing in their rink, albeit that they're tonight's away team. But they do have a little bit of a mountain to climb. But like I said before, there's still a long, long way to go.
Wait almost 30 minutes for goals to come. 2 come in 37 seconds, both scored by Nicky Chin for the Cardiff Devils.
The next goal is going to be a huge goal. Obviously, if Manchester score, they'll believe that they can win this game. Obviously, they still think they can. But if Cardiff get another goal, 3 goals is hard to come back from.
This is Merv Priest. He's out there again with McEwen and with Chin. This is the line that's done the damage. Merv Priest gets another shot away. 2 assists and now a goal. Oh, absolutely remarkable.
Now that is going to be difficult to come back from. We were talking about let Frankie see the puck, he'll make the save. The only type of goals that beat him are deflections. Here is a turnover by their captain at the blue line. That's a Cardinal sin. Here it is. You can see it was deflected, I think, by Newmeyer. Yep. And Frankie didn't really have a chance on that. Just gets a piece of Newmeyer, and it goes upstairs. Beautiful finish.
This is the line that should have had McWilliam on it.
There you go. I think Merv's been involved in a lot of the offensive play, and it's a credit to him to finish like that. I think it just catches Newmeyer's skate there, but goes upstairs, and what a finish. That was a huge goal. We keep talking about how big these goals are. 3 goals now is definitely going to be tough for Manchester to come back.
1 minute 51 seconds between those 3 goals scored by the Cardiff Devils, all by the same line and all by the line that you should have had Mike McWilliam on, but it's the 2 players still from that line playing with Doug McEwen who've done the damage. Kip Noble holding up Miller, Thornton. Manchester are going to have to start throwing everything now at the Cardiff Devils. They have a chance here with Morrison trying to stuff it in, and Herlowski, who's been having a little bit of a rest of late, came up with the goods.
Yeah, Morrison tried to make an amends there for that turnover at the blue line. Manchester have to play with this intensity here. They got to get the puck deep, and they'll get chances like this, just as Cardiff have. They can't sort of sit back and set the trap up in that forecheck where they're not aggressive. They just got to get it deep and forecheck like crazy and see what comes of it.
Kurt Kleindorf and Darryl Lipsey behind their players, and the fans behind them, hoping that somehow they can pull something out of the hole here. It is a hole they're in right now. This is Matulik having completed that misconduct penalty, and that's going to go over the top of the plexi and out for a face-off. 8:25 left.
Yeah, we should see Matulik getting lots of ice time now. As we said, he's been sitting off there for about 10 minutes with that misconduct penalty. I think at the beginning of the period, Cardiff were a little bit fortunate to come out there with a 5-on-3 situation, and they've built on it. Although, there you can see the percentage of play has been in, 73% has been in Manchester's zone. And you can see they've just built on that 5-on-3 power play right from the start.
And Cardiff ahead on the shots on target in the second period, still behind overall. The number that go in is the key one.
That's it. You know, they've had the majority of play the second period. They've had 10 shots already on Frankie, and we still just under halfway to go. So they haven't been finished yet, but I think they still got to remain focused here, that Manchester are more than capable of coming back from this deficit.
Mike Morin and Steve Murray are both thrown out of that face-off. It's going to be McIntyre who goes in against Jablonski.
Important draw here. As you see, they're trying to get this back. McIntyre's going to try to win this back to Frankie Evans. Good draw.
Newmeyer for Manchester, though. Held up against the boards by Moria.
You'll see again, Cardiff are right on that puck. It's deep in Manchester's end, and they're forechecking. They probably have a guy high just in case if they stretch a little bit and try to, if Manchester try to, you know, send the puck out in the neutral zone. But they're forechecking very well.
Mario Simeone will be off. He won't be performing for these supporters next year. He's going to become a player coach in Denmark, and that's an offer he couldn't refuse.
Yeah, I think he was in Denmark before, so he's going back there. He's getting at the end of his career, so I think he's getting into coaching, and he wants to go out on top. He hasn't won a championship in all of his career, so this is a great opportunity for him to put that record straight.
Well, a playoff final is looming for the Cardiff Devils unless Manchester can use the next 8 minutes of the second. It's almost out in front for Tomlinson, who is being held up.
Yeah, a little bit better effort there by Manchester, getting it deep and getting on the puck quick. They hadn't sort of been doing that this game, especially this second period. There you can see it was a smart dump. They've timed it well, and albeit that, yes, it was a speculative shot on goal, but at least it's deep in Cardiff's zone. This is what they'll be looking for more and more as this game and this period progresses. Tomlinson, I think he's one of the best skaters on this team. He's probably the most consistent player Manchester have had this season. He's very fast, he's very shifty, and obviously his offensive skills are a major threat.
Another important draw coming up. BREBANT went out over Merv Priest, who made the first 2 goals, scored the second. Out in front, saved by Halowski from Hoffman. BREBANT in the corner. Gets it back to the blue line. Shot coming in again. Tomlinson will have to pick it up in the corner. BREBANT. Oh, BREBANT gets away from his man, gets the shot, and the second one. 2 huge saves by Halowski there because BREBANT was so close to getting a goal back.
Beautiful play there by Rick BREBANT to beat the defenseman there at Cardiff and get one-on-one against Halowski, who just matched him. He made 2 saves there. Looks like Manchester. Here we have a look at nice little play there. Defenseman's caught watching the puck, and BREBANT gets away his shot quick and actually follows up on his rebound, but Halowski matched him there with that. Look at that. Oh boy, just about got over him top of his glove there. I noticed that last shift that Manchester threw Hoffman up front, and they have Sten playing back on D, so maybe they're going to try, you know, tactically a little bit different here to try to generate some offense.
Made some huge saves in the first period, Derek Halowski. That's been a key, as well as the goals that have been scored in the second period by the Cardiff Devils. This is
Manchester trying to get on that puck quick. You can see Jablonski trying to forecheck there. See if they can create a bit of a turnover, but not that time.
Rob Robinson became a father last week. He's got other things on his mind just at the moment. Still going, Manchester. Matulik. Now, they're so good on the break as well, Cardiff Devils, so that's going to be a danger. Comes out in front, and Thornton couldn't direct it on target.
Nice play, not too many options there, but...
This is Kepler coming forward, and now Jablonski. It's going to be end-to-end stuff now, I think, from here on in.
Manchester have to open it up, so I think we're going to see a lot more scoring chances at both ends. We're going to see guys defensemen jumping up into play, trying to create some offensive attack, and maybe exposing themselves, you know, defensively. So it should be entertaining for the fans anyway.
Matulik dumped it in so they could get Moria's line back out there for the Cardiff Devils.
Yeah, a bit of a coach's nightmare when that starts to happen, because you know, you play with this urgency, and sometimes you force plays that aren't quite there. But you can see in the last, say, 4 or 5 minutes, it's been end-to-end stuff. You see the crowd there now. Cardiff, they must be thinking that, you know, we're almost there. You know, they got a 3-goal lead here.
Bracknell fans, they'll be enjoying this one, no doubt, wondering who they're going to get for the...
Well, they've got their semi-final tonight.
I think the neutrals are shouting for Cardiff as well in this game. There's the Steelers.
Yeah, I think that...
That's Nicky Wire there from the Manic Street Preachers, top Welsh band, enjoying it as well.
I think he'll be cheering for Cardiff Devils.
Big sports fans, the Manic Street Preachers, football and especially ice hockey. And right now, very happy. I can feel a happy song coming on, although the Manics don't write too many happy songs, it must be said. But,
Lindman. Number 33 for Manchester has expired. The player will rejoin at the next breaking play.
Less than 6 minutes to go of the second period. The Cardiff Devils in control at the moment. Manchester, the away side. Oh, there's a real tangle up, and it's just not going their way, is it? Eckroth with a shot. Saved by Peter Angelo. Not a difficult one for him.
You know, Jablonski there, or who was it that collided there at Morrison, the captain? He's going to be frustrated. He's a great team player. And, you know, when things aren't going right for your captain, it's kind of difficult for the whole team to pick things up. So he's got to shake it off. Like I said before, there's, you know, 25 minutes to go in this game, but he hasn't had a great period. So I think from Manchester's point of view, if they can possibly get 1 goal back before the end of this period.
They're missing Rubachuk, they're missing Allard, they're missing Askew. That's a whole line, and a darn good line at that. So
It is, and they've been fortunate all year throughout the league season not to have too many injuries, and maybe this is their first real test to see how strong their bench is. And so far tonight, it hasn't you know, proven to work, but still, there's plenty of time to go.
Evans with the shot.
Look at that hit Ginny just threw. That was huge.
He's really absolutely flying, Nicky Chin, after his couple of goals. Straight after he put in a huge hit, and he's really fired up for this one right now. Manchester, they've got to take the bit. And there's BREBANT going down.
BREBANT trying to draw a penalty there, but the ref didn't buy it.
Evans with a tussle with Tomlinson. It's not coming away. Chin is in there. Priest is in there. And BREBANT in there.
Yeah, Chinny's very pumped up for this game. Oh, I think they weren't too sure if the whistle went there, but...
Great hit by Nicky Chin just a few moments ago.
Oh, he's just pumped up. He's playing to his strengths completely. Look at this. Robinson goes in. He's got to play the puck. Look at that hit. That was a huge hit. And, you know, the thing is, the defensemen are going to be aware of that every time they have to go fish the puck out of the corner. They're thinking, oh, is this guy on my back again, or is he on my heels? And that creates turnovers, and it makes the defenseman think.
Lost a bit of weight over the last season or so, Nicky Chin. Scaled himself down a bit, but still a handful.
Yeah, I think he's playing to his strengths definitely this game. He's kind of like a power forward. If he starts dangling or dipsy-doodling with the puck, he can get himself into trouble. But up and down, power forward, strong in the corners. He's doing his job definitely tonight.
Noble leading Cardiff out against the zone, dumps it in. Sacratini will go in on the forecheck. Manchester have it though with Newmeyer. Still Newmeyer. He dumps it in. Kettler will chase that one. Gets it off the boards. Kettler still. Noble gets in front of him. Is hooked down. The referee didn't call that one. Another Devil goes to the ice. Still no call. Shot coming in.
A little bit more urgency in Manchester's play right now.
Glenn Horner, I think, has decided he's called enough penalties for this game. Deflection into the corner. Matulik's getting there first. With Kettler. Matulik has it. Leaves it for Thornton. Thornton trying to be clever and get away from his man. Blescott held him up. Manchester will come out of the zone. Defenseman rims it. Newmeyer's pass going right around to Hurley, but Sacratini getting it up, looking for Simeone. Back into the corner. Manchester pressing it more on the forecheck now. And they get it with Weaver. Cycles it again for Morrison.
Good work down low by Sacratini there. Well, penalty coming up.
Another penalty, power play coming up for Manchester. This could be their way back into the game. And call there. It's Mario Simeone, you can see. It's Spezio Sacratini holding the stick.
Must have been in front of the net off the play that the ref picked that up. I didn't actually see it. We were watching the play, but I knew Sacratini was in front of the net. And just prior to that, he did have a good defensive play down low. You know, the 3 players, 2 defensemen and 1 centerman working down low, playing well defensively, but I guess he just got caught there. Referee saw it, holding the stick. Big opportunity now here for Manchester. Here it is, here you can see, yeah. Just holding the stick right in front of the net. And the play, obviously, he would still be holding the stick right now because the play went on for a couple more seconds, and I guess the ref had to call that. But a big power play chance here for Manchester to try to get back into this game before this end of the second period.
That's their performance over the course of the playoffs. They've had 4 power plays. This is their 4th power play now for this particular game. They've had 10 shots so far, no goals. They're trailing 3-0, just over 3 minutes to go of the second period. They started it level with the Cardiff Devils. They need to get something back before the end of this period. It is Weaver. They tend to use him as the quarterback on these occasions on the power play, Jonathan Weaver.
Yeah, with Scott on defense, so both of those guys, you got 2 guys that can handle the puck to bring the puck out of their zone. And obviously Brabant now goes deep and takes it up and tries to set things up for Manchester.
Cardiff just looking to hold things at the moment.
Yeah, they just seem to be blocking the blue line quite well and not allowing Manchester to gain the zone.
Right around the boards. And a whistle there.
Looks like it was, whoa, what do we got here?
A bench minor, I think. Too many men on the ice, I think, is the call.
I heard the linesman say 6, so they did. Things just are not going their way. Kurt has got to be furious with that line change. You know, he had the chance there, he had a power play to try to get back into this game, and now that's just nullified with a bad line change. He will not be happy with that. You know, basically, the players are coming on and off the ice. They know who's center, who's left wing, who's right wing. They just need to know who's got to go on. So that's not the coach's fault. That's the player's fault for not knowing, or somebody going on the ice when they shouldn't. So.
And you've got a few feet either side for the changeover, for the transition.
Yeah, so basically the linesman had to call it because he's counted for a couple of seconds anyway that 6 players were on the ice. And the other thing that what happens too is if one of those players touches the puck, that comes off the bench and touches the puck, they have to call it. You know, they're saying, well, no, you have an extra man out there who's actually in the play right now. He's just touched the puck, and I think that's what happened.
They must just be getting that sinking feeling. Manchester, 2:39 left on the period. The goal back, everything changes. Suddenly the confidence goes up, who knows? But Cardiff now. It's 4-4. Richard Uniacke is serving the bench. Minor, another chance for Chin. It's Chin, he's got a hat-trick.
Just beautiful. This guy just drives to the net. Again, a little bit of a speculative shot there by, I think it was Uniacke. Chinny gets his hat-trick, and it was well-deserved. Look at this. He's going wide, just gets it on net. Very speculative. The rebound cannot be handled by Katola, and Chinny pounces on it and puts it upstairs. Just a great finish, a great nose for the net. And I'll tell you, that has got to be enough, I'd be thinking, for the Cardiff fans, from Hebe's point of view and from the players' point of view. They've got to be thinking here, boys, we're almost there. You know, we just got over a period of play. What a great finish. A great period by Nicky Chin. Just throws it upstairs there. But, you know, you can say all you want about how well Frankie's played this season. He's had a couple of chances to make some of those saves on Chinny, and that one was caused, I think, by the rebound. He didn't handle that initial shot well. Chinny just pounced right on it.
Do you know, that's the first shot on goal Cardiff have had in almost 7 minutes since they scored the last goal. Some days, it's your day. Yeah. Today is Nicky Chin's day. Well, Manchester really have to do something special now. There's another penalty coming up here. It's against Merv Priest for a hook on Scott. And just for a moment, everybody froze, didn't know what was happening. But it's going to be another opportunity we're going to have power play for the Manchester Storm.
Wasn't too sure about that call. I'd like to see that again because I think it was a bit of an innocent trip. I don't know. You see, there we go. Let's have a look here. Priest digging for the puck, forechecking well, but he got a tripping penalty, so let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. Not too much damage done, but I think Horner had really no alternative to call it, but especially sometimes in this situation, the score influences the ref's, judgment on penalties. A couple minutes ago, he was letting everything go. Right now it's 4-0. He said, well, maybe I'll just try to see if we can.
Was he trying to give Manchester a chance, you mean?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I would say that if I was a coach behind the bench and that happened to me. That's what I'd be thinking.
Kurt Clanendorst, of course, has his options limited as well, not just by the 3 players he's missing, but he's used to having 4 lines. Now he's only got 3 lines. It's so different.
Yeah, and also this game, he's had different formations out there, and it has been unsettling. And you can see in their especially units, the last couple ones anyway, haven't performed well. So let's see if they can get it together here.
4-on-3 power play. Scott, he was a player trick, gets it around. Cardiff clearing it. And the penalty, that last penalty, will be up exactly at the end of the period. If Cardiff Devils can manage to get through this, well, they will feel that they're 1 foot in the final.
Cardiff Devils back to 4 skaters.
Cardiff, in fact, have got a player back on the ice now, so it's back to 4-on-4. Oh, it's right in front. Holowski couldn't hang on to that one. It will be back to a power play for the Manchester Storm in just over 30 seconds' time.
Beautiful defensive play there by Frank Evans, not allowing that Manchester player to get the rebound when Holowski was out of position.
Sacratini dumping it in. They're going for the line change, Cardiff. They just left Matulik in. In fact, there's the touch. It's 4-on-4, so that's icing. 20 seconds left on the penalty on Richard Juniak. It's Neumeyer.
So what are we right now? Are we 4-on-4?
We're 4-on-4 for 20 seconds, and then we'll end the period. The last 30-40 seconds of the period will be 5-on-4 for the Manchester Storm. Confusing, huh?
Yeah, there's not been so many penalties this period, but yeah, there has been a lot of penalty minutes called. But that last sort of opportunity that Manchester had, like I said, they're defending well. Cardiff are defending well. They're playing with, defensively with a purpose. And the longer and longer this game goes on, the closer and closer Cardiff are to the final.
Cardiff have taken the more penalty minutes, but they've got the goals. Miller dumped it in behind, comes off the boards. Kent Noble. Just a few seconds before Richard Juniak comes back out on the ice for the bench minor penalty. That's what he was serving.
Manchester Storm back to 4.
Manchester now a 5-on-4 power play. This is Jablonski going all the way around. Miller passing it around well. Cardiff keeping their shape. Shot coming in. Took a deflection into the corner. Morin trying to drag somebody out of that box. Manchester.
Beautiful, good defensive awareness there by Matulik and the whole Cardiff penalty killing unit there.
And they've almost killed the penalty. They've almost got to the second break with a huge advantage. BREBANT with one last effort hits Sacratini. Paul Heavey knows his side can be in the final if they just keep their composure. The Cardiff Devils fans are already celebrating getting through to the final. Manchester Storm have all the work to do.
Playoff semi-final. It's looking good for the Cardiff Devils. They lead by 4-0 after that second period. A hat-trick for Nicky Chin, one also for Merv Priest. Manchester will have to do something a little bit special to get through this man's efforts. Let's get back to the commentary box to John Lawless and Steve James.
A hat-trick by Nicky Chin and an assist. That's the most goals and also the most points by a player in the playoffs in the Super League. And Nicky Chin and Merv Priest back out there for the start of this third period. And you know what they always say, if they scored 4 in the second period, we can score 4 in the third period. That's what the attitude must be for the Manchester Storm, John Lawrence.
Well, they got to believe that they still can come back from this deficit, but to be honest, I think that Cardiff probably will play very smart defensively. They won't sit back by any means, but I think they've just got too much talent, and they can smell, you know, that this final is so close that they won't give it up.
The Cardiff Devils 4-0 up, and they must rather fancy that they're going to be in the finals of the playoffs, but Kirk Kleindorf will have told his players, I'm sure, if they could score 4 in the last period, we can score 4 in this period. That must be their attitude. Frank Evans, it's up to him and the Cardiff defence just to be composed, John, not to do anything rash.
Yeah, you can see just from that first play in the third period that Manchester elected to get it deep, and they want to get 1 or 2 players on it quick. And you know, they got Hoffman up front now, who's usually a defenseman. I think that's going to be his role this third period, to get on the puck, create havoc, and get on those defensemen early.
BREBANT needs to win this face-off, get it back to either Miller or Scott. Comes back to Miller at point. In through the legs somehow, and Orlowski almost didn't deal with it. He managed to get it away with the help of his defenseman in the end, back to the other end of the ice. Touch from Miller, no icing. Tomlinson. He dumps it in. Hoffman will chase that one. BREBANT to Scott with a shot. Over the top of Derek Orlowski, who made some great saves in both the first and the second periods. An important part of the 4-0 scoreline for the Cardiff Devils, as well as Nicky Chin, who's equalled a playoff record with the number of goals and points that he's got, with that hat-trick and an assist on Priest's goal in the second period.
Once again, Manchester getting it deep, trying to get 1 or 2 players on that puck. Keep the play down in Cardiff's zone. That's got to be their initial game plan for the rest of the period.
Murray trying to cycle it for Jablonski. Lindman holding him up. Simeone's back there. Katola gets stuck in with him, and the puck gets stuck against the boards.
Well, a minute and a half already gone into this period. You can see that most of the play is in Cardiff's end. Manchester playing with a little bit more intensity. They're focused. They're saying basically, let's get over the red, let's dump it, and get 2 men on it. Even that last play there, when they were in Cardiff's end, they didn't have a guy high, so I think that they're just going to try to send 2, 3 guys forechecking and try to create something that way.
Morin up against Morier, comes back on the Cardiff side. Still in their zone though. Manchester won it as well, they've got possession. Eventually though, it is Cardiff. Lindman, pass to McIntyre. Short pass for Morier. Simeone will chase it into the corner. 2 defensemen there. Robertson has it. He's given it to McIntyre, has he? Manchester do come away with it. Been no breakaways really in this game. There's been no 2-on-1s or 3-on-2s at all, has it? Been very tight by the defences.
Yeah, very defensively sound. Both teams are, I guess. Obviously, the breaks that we have seen. You know, I would presume that a lot of those have been on like power play and penalty kill situations, but we got a penalty coming up here now.
2 minutes each side for roughing, Ian McIntyre and Stefan Ketteler, so it's going to be more 4-on-4 hockey.
There you go. I think it was a bit of punching and pushing from both players there. You can see Katola coming up high, and McIntyre getting the better of the 2 there. He basically got lucky there, I think, because
I don't know where Ketteler got his penalty for.
He came up high initially, but he didn't catch McIntyre. McIntyre responded by punching him in the back of the head, and I think he was a bit fortunate there for both of them only to get 2 minutes. I think maybe McIntyre should have got maybe an extra penalty on that.
Ian McIntyre has had a good season for the Cardiff Devils. A player that wasn't around back in the mid-90s when Cardiff really dominated, but this is his 2nd season. Thornton waiting for the face-off. Horner just having an argument there with Rick BREBANT, trying to get things sorted. BREBANT will be the centre. He'll go up against Steve Thornton to win this draw. Over 2 minutes gone of the third period. Manchester playing catch-up. And some. They're 4 goals down. They're on home ice, even though they're at the away side. They know every inch of this ice surface, though. They know the boards, they know the bumps. And they are the league champions. If anybody can come back from 4 down, it's Manchester Storm. Newmeyer. Going backwards. Now, give away to Matulik. Matulik to Thornton. Thornton gets the shot away. Might cover Matulik. Wouldn't quite fall for him to get the backhand away.
Cardiff playing sound defensively and taking their chances on the break there with Matulik and Thornton having that opportunity on that 2-on-2.
3 minutes gone of the third period. Still no real response from the Manchester Storm. That's a good pass. Miller with the shot. Comes down on the plexiglass behind Derek Orlovsky, who goes behind and scoops it up into his glove. Take no chances.
Yeah, Cardiff are blocking up that neutral zone quite well. And you can see that last play there where Manchester elected to get into Cardiff's zone with a pass across the blue line rather than dumping it in. So they're being a bit creative here because Cardiff are setting themselves up very well defensively.
Desio Sancratini, Derry Menard, the most recent player to join the Cardiff Devils. Derry Menard, just back round about Christmas time he joined the club, having played in the Finnish Elite League.
Another big face-off coming off.
Cardiff have it. Evans losing out to Weaver though. Morrison picks up the puck. Morrison. Robinson's right out in front. Nobody picked him up, didn't come to him. And then Cardiff come away with Evans. This is a breakout now. Eklof. The Finn wide on the right-hand side. Being held up by Miller. There's Miller and the possible penalty on Miller for the first goal that started Cardiff Devils' purple patch. And if that had been called as a penalty, this game would have been a totally different game. Miller gains the zone, has Morin driving for the net. That should have been a goal because they had 2 men over there, no one picking them up.
They had a 3-on-2 break there, and Morin just driving for the net and a beautiful pass across the crease.
Are Cardiff Devils getting a bit slack here, maybe? Have they taken their foot off the gas? Could that be their undoing?
Yeah, they can't just sit back and expect that this 4-goal cushion is going to be enough. They got to play sound defensively. But each minute as it ticks on, it's closer and closer for Cardiff to get to that final.
They have the advantage if they do get through to the final, as Manchester try and get it out in front again. Cardiff will have the advantage of a little bit of extra rest compared to the players that play in the second semi-final. This is McEwen.
Showing his skill there. Beautiful.
Oh, great stuff from McEwen. Still going. McEwen gets the shot away. And it was almost another goal for Merv Priest if he got the rebound. That line really has done a great job.
Paul Heavy's got to be so proud of those guys for his whole team, but also that line. Like you say, possibly the turning point in the game was that McEwen came onto the ice and maybe gave that line another dimension. You know, there's too many options now offensively with that line, and they're probably just thriving on the fact that they're playing together. Doug McEwen once again showing his skill. Nice little move here against Morin. And he pulls the puck right up into the slot and gets a shot away. And I think it was Merv Priest who just about knocked the rebound in. There you go. Merv Priest driving for the net. Look at that. He almost popped that one in. Great chance and a good move by Doug McEwen.
Doug McEwen got himself a hat-trick against the Scottish Eagles earlier on in these playoffs. At the time, he was only the second player to do that, but Nicky Chin has now become the third.
Well, I was wrong on the guys who were going to come up big, wasn't I? It's Moria and BREBANT. And now Chinny's just having the game of his life.
In fact, Nicky Chin becomes the fourth because Jamie Leach got a hat-trick against Cardiff last weekend too.
I say the game of his life. I can remember that game in Wembley in the finals one year. Nicky Chin, I think, got 4 goals.
4 goals, 2 assists against Sheffield Steelers back in '94.
Yeah, it was a great game for him, and I think that was, you know, the making of him. He was always doing well. He was always, you know, but I think the British ice hockey scene took him seriously and said, this guy is a serious player. And he, you know, he's played for Sheffield for a number of years now. He's had a great year with Cardiff and a super game so far.
He was the Young Player of the Year way back in 1991. This is Martin Lindman behind the net. Simeone. Always just fancied that they could score on the break. Moria dumping it in. McIntyre, good work from McIntyre. Gets it back out in front. Nobody in the slots to take advantage there. BREBANT Breakout now. 3-on-3. Miller. Puck just doesn't go their way. It really has to be said, it hasn't been Manchester's game, really.
They started off at the beginning of the period getting it deep. They have to go back to that sort of formation or process where they get it deep and get 2 men on the puck. Otherwise, they're just killing time right now. Cardiff are content to play this sort of style and just let the clock tick away.
They killed almost 6 minutes of the third period, the Cardiff Devils. They're leading by 4 goals to 0. Holowski out behind his net. Eklund. Matulek. Matulek passing it to Thornton. Good poke check there by Robinson, but couldn't do it the second time. This is Sacratini. Sacratini tried to shoot himself. Closed down by Marco Sten, who gets it down the other end of the ice. Noble will chase that one. This is Noble. Right around the boards. Back to Sten, actually. This is Thornton now. Thornton. Forced wide by Robinson. Dumps it in low. Matulek will chase it in. Marco Sten out there. Jonathan Weaver, the young Brit that is talked about in so many glowing terms, but it's been another Briton, Nicky Chin, that's grabbed the headlines so far in this game. Way back down the other end, and a touch for the icing. Blair Scott. Do you like touch icing, John?
I do, personally. We didn't play it in our league. We played a bit of it at the beginning of the season. I do like it because, especially obviously without the red line being in play for the 2-line pass, the forwards can stretch, and I guess in one sense the defensemen do like it because it's a good option to get it out. It's a good breakout if you can just ice it all the way down to the other end and your forward touches it first. It's a great breakout. But on the other hand, the defensemen don't like chasing the pucks all the time and trying to outskate the forwards for this touch icing.
Those fans you saw don't care right now. One way or another, their side are 4-0 up. This is Newmeyer. Trying to go right the way around, wrap it in somehow. This is Priest coming away. Priest and Chin. McEwen on the other side. Chin tried to do a real clever, smart move past Kettler. Didn't quite work. Scott, Chin though, still chasing, still working hard.
Good
Priest
work.
dumps it back in the corner.
Great work. We said it again, Chinny, he's got to stray away from that dipsy doodle stuff, get it deep, and he realized he coughed the puck up there, but got back and checked his man quite well.
Kettler out there with Jablonski, and on the far side, Morin doesn't come as far as him. Can't send it back round the other way. Priest. Chin putting pressure on Robinson, ran him over.
Big
almost.
hit.
Nicky Chin learned about hitting from Stephen Cooper, I suppose. He was a great British exponent of that art these days at Newcastle. Menard.
Cardiff just elected to dump it in and go for a change. Again, now 8 minutes have gone in this third period. Only 12 minutes remaining. Manchester have really got to get something going here.
Moria back doing the defensive duties inside his own zone, deep in that corner. Gets it to Simeone. Robinson uses the glove just to control it, then gives it to McIntyre. McIntyre, can Cardiff really wrap it up now? Simeone can!
Beautiful play. He looked at his option. McIntyre was going down there, and Simeone just finished with a perfect shot in the 5-hole between Frank and Trolla. Unbelievable. Frankie would be, I guess he'd like to have that one over again, but what an awesome play. I just want to see that one again. McIntyre didn't have too many options. Looked for the trailer. Simeone followed it up just great. Look at that. Just one time right under his legs. Great goal. I love the play here with McIntyre. Look at that. Nobody picking up the trailer. Just one time. That's it. I got to say, that seals it. I think everybody in this arena, especially the Cardiff Devils fans, think that that's it. 5-0. Cardiff Devils.
Mari Simeone has scored a lot of goals for the Cardiff Devils this year. That's his second in the playoffs. It's his 17th all told this season. Had one or two problems with injuries, Mario Simeone. He is going off to Denmark again, but certainly has left an impact on British ice hockey this season. We've enjoyed his skills.
Yeah, he certainly showed his one-timing capabilities there. You know, fired it. It's a really difficult shot there, too. It looks like, oh, maybe the goalie should have had it, but I know I criticized him there. But, you know, it's where a lot of goalies or a lot of They don't expect it. Right between their legs. Kurt right now, he's got to be fuming. He's got to be thinking that that's it. We've had such a great year. You know, we've been the most consistent team throughout the league play. And he's got to be sensing that that's it, that his, the Storm season is just about to come to an end.
They got beaten 5-0 by Sheffield Steelers in the Challenge Cup. Manchester Storm, that was a shock. Oh, Halowski had to be alert there. Just over 11 minutes to go. Manchester Storm, if nothing else, don't want to lose and end the season this way in their own building, even if they can't win it back. They've never ever been shut out in the Manchester arena, and they'll be doing their level best to get at least one goal, even if maybe 5 is beyond them right now.
Thornton keeping those legs going again. He's played a great game.
Evans. Well, that's good work as well by Sacazzini. Manchester do have it now with Weaver on the breakout here. Weaver offside against Hurley.
Yeah, it really wasn't much of a play. It was a 2-on-3. Fakes a slap shot in and puts Hurley offside. You can see here, Manchester was only, it's a 2-on-3. And I guess what he was trying to do was look for a delay and maybe a trailer coming in, but it forced Hurley offside. Nothing has gone right when you look at the overall picture for Manchester Storm, and I'm sure those fans there agree. They're just saying it's just not our day right now. It's not our night.
Great disappointment for them. Unless, of course, there's 5 goals in the last 11 minutes for the Manchester Storm. It's unlikely. That would really raise the roof here if they could manage that one. Jerry Menard. Cardiff Devils will, I suppose, now have a bit of an eye on the final as well, because they won't want to, you know, wear themselves out too much, maybe just cruise the last 10 minutes.
I'm not so sure about cruising, but I think it's just playing it smart. Don't stray away and don't force anything like this play right here. Got to make sure the puck goes out.
Again, the pass from Morin to Jablonski, edge of the slot, and it just wouldn't stick on the end of his stick, really.
Yeah, things just haven't gone their way. The bounces, and I guess that's what happens when you're getting a bit anxious here, when you've got to try to force something to happen, and the puck just doesn't seem to want to go your way.
This is Mark Osten. Looking for Uniac, who was coming through.
Good defensive play again. Manchester looking for the trailer coming in. Cardiff shutting them down.
Tomlinson dumps it in low. Uniac will chase that in. Uniac, the former Sheffield Steeler player, doesn't get anywhere near that one. That's McIntyre who set up the goal for Simeone. That's 20 Simeone down the right-hand side. BREBANT hasn't had the kind of impact on this game that we thought he might. Tomlinson for Manchester.
Well, I've seen Manchester play probably 10 times since I've left, and I've never seen them play, I wouldn't say this bad, but it just seems to be without a purpose. You know, there just doesn't seem to have anything working for them. And you know, you got to give full credit to Cardiff Devils. But Kurt there, he's just trying to get something from his players here. He's trying to think, what can he do? He's mustered up a different couple of line changes. But I think if Manchester can get back to what they were doing initially in the third period of getting it deep, just put 2-3 guys on the puck, they might try to create something.
Manchester have only lost twice in 30 games in this building this season in domestic hockey. Once was against Sheffield Steelers, the other was against the Cardiff Devils, who look like they're going to do it for a second time.
Well, I don't like to tempt fate here, but I've seen Manchester, like I say, play about 10 times. I've never seen them lose. So, looks like there's always going to be a first.
McIntyre. Cardiff. Of course, if they could get a couple more goals, what a huge boost of confidence that would be.
Yeah, I think they need two at least to think that they're going to have a comeback. One's obviously not going to do anything apart from put somebody on the score sheet. But 2, then they could start believing, hey guys, let's just throw everything at them and see what happens. But again, look at Cardiff here, just setting up defensively, not letting anything away.
Morrison trying to come through. Dave Morrison could be just 8 minutes away from hanging up his skates. He's retiring at the end of this season. He wants to have some time off with his family and then maybe get back into coaching. Maybe in Germany. He played there for a long time. Morrison out in front. Morrison, can he get the shot away? Can he go out with a goal? No. Weaver, he's got his career ahead of him. He'll have more highs. This will count as a low. Cardiff now with Eckroth, 38 years old, the big Swede. He wasn't expected to be playing this season. He was going into coaching, but he's played for one reason or another, and he's having a ball. This is Matulik, just dropping it for Sacratini. Comes back out to Matulik. Matulik to Sacratini again. This is Thornton. Thornton trying to make room for the shot. Turns off target. Still more pressure for Cardiff, except Matulik lets it roll off the end of his blade.
Beautiful effort there by Thornton. And they're continuing to get some pressure on Manchester.
Matulik right around to the other side to Thornton. Newmar got there first. Graham Horner got sandwiched by both of them. This is Hurley. Just over 7 minutes to go. Surely there's no way back. Kettler. Morin's coming through the slot. Kettler. Rob Robinson on the other side. Says Robinson just drops it. Robinson, defenseman of the year for the Manchester Storm. Right now what they need is forwards. Kettler. Still going. Cardiff just remaining very calm and composed, dumping it down the other end. It's taken by Frank Pietrangelo, who's been so impressive all season, and it's a shame in a way to see him go out like this. This is Chin trying to get through. Chin still couldn't quite get it on goal.
Yeah, I don't know why Frankie played that puck there. I thought it was going to be icing, then it was waved off, and then Cardiff get a scoring chance. Would have thought he would like the puck down on the other end. You know, he come out and played the puck, and the ref waved it off.
Oh, Noble's giving it away, and he's grateful to Herlovsky. He'll go and pat him on the shoulder. He should do, because he gave Uniacke a scoring chance there, Kip Noble.
Yeah, that's what they've got to stray away from. It was actually Pope, I think, that coughed the puck up. Oh, no, it was Kip Noble, you're right. Uniacke just getting on it. Pope coming in, trying to tidy up Noble's work, but then who do you have back there? Herlovsky, who makes sure that there's no rebound. Yeah, this is things that you've just got to make sure. Noble's coming up with the puck. He's thinking offense. He's thinking offense all the time. Just get it out.
Kip Noble, who was on the All-Star team again this year. He's an automatic slot on the defensive All-Star team in British hockey.
Yeah, tremendous offensive threat. You know, I guess possibly the only criticism of him would be that he's always thinking offense.
Well, you can have one of those on each team, I suppose. This is Rick Brabant trying to dig something out with all his experience for the Manchester Storm. Richard Uniacke, he's had plenty of ice time, more than he might have imagined when he first came from the Steelers. Hoffman with the shot. He was playing forward the other night. He's a defenseman that can try and turn something in. But Cardiff working hard. They clear the zone. And McIntyre chasing hard to put the pressure on Miller. McIntyre still going.
Great
really
forward checking. Unbelievable effort there by McIntyre.
Oh, just waited long enough for McIntyre to clear the zone. Maybe gets the rebound as well. No, it wouldn't quite fall for McIntyre.
I think everything is just clicking for Cardiff. They're all on the same page. Everybody is doing their job. They have a role to play, and it's just working out well.
Must be said, they blew the league when they lost 6-7 games in a row just after Christmas, but they've had spells this year when they've played like that. They've had spells when they've won 6-7 in a row, and you just get the feeling that they've hit another perfect patch at the right time.
It certainly looks like it. I think they can, like you say, smell that they're going to be in the final tomorrow, and if they play like this, they'll be certainly tough to beat.
Bracknell and Nottingham await the winners, probably Cardiff. Hurley, Eckroth just did everything there. It was like his life depended on stopping him.
That was a great defensive play. I say they're up 5-0, but they're not giving anything away. And they're just playing, with their full heart as far as defense is concerned in this game.
The excitement level is rising in this building, not because the game is close, but because it's a great occasion. It's the playoff semi-finals. Fans from all around the country here to enjoy it. They've seen Cardiff turn on a really great performance against the champions, Manchester Storm. Into the corner from Cardiff, who are leading 5-0. 4 of those goals scored in the second period by Chin, a hat-trick, and Merv Priest the other. Chin with an assist too for Priest, who got an assist on a couple of the goals for the Cardiff Devils, who scored 3 in just over a minute. This is Jablonski for Manchester. Held up by Pope, another good physical play there. Oh, Chin didn't quite excel, but makes up for it. Helps win the puck back, dumped in.
Yeah, just under 4 minutes to go. I think you'll start hearing the Cardiff fans singing real soon.
Manchester fans trying to raise their side as well. And fans, as I say, from around the country, all sticking their two penneth in right at this moment in time. Cardiff just blocking it all out, just playing their game. McIntyre dumps it around. Moria will pick it up on the other side. He'll get Sten for company. Sten had his elbows up a little bit there too, but didn't really catch Moria.
No, Mo was pretty smart. He could see that coming and got out of the way.
Tomlinson. Now Steve Moria. McIntyre. Will he dump it in for Moria?
No, he's looking for the trailer.
Simeone is that man. Simeone almost threw off the netminder. And Robinson came in and a very judicious shove.
Yeah, I think just took the net off because there was a great scoring chance there for Simeone who rounded the net and probably was looking for somebody coming around in the slot there. Nice little play as he was the trailer coming in here. Goes around Tomlinson there, holds on to the puck. Now let's see what Robinson does. Says, oh, you're not going anywhere, I'll just take this net off here. Yeah, there was probably...
accidental on purpose.
Yes. I don't know if he would have scored. It looked like he was going to wrap it around there. There, he's got a good camera shot there. Robinson just pushing the net off.
That's the Sky Sports net cam. There's Rob Robinson. He knows his season has just 3 minutes to go. Then he can go home and be dad with his new baby, Emily. He won't be telling her great stories about this particular playoff semi-final. Manchester have had problems in semi-finals. They've come up against Cardiff in the playoffs 3 years in a row now, and they just can't get past them.
Yeah, Cardiff have just played fantastic today. You know, you look at everybody in their lineup, they had a role, and I think Heavey probably individually and collectively told his players and his team what he expects of them, and they responded today. It's been just a great team performance, and you know, we got some great individual performances too. Obviously Nicky Chin being one of them.
Stevie Lyle had a shutout against the Manchester Storm in the playoffs back in '97 when they won by 3-0. Faced 27 shots on that occasion. And this time it's Derek Halowski in net for the Cardiff Devils. Ekron. Cardiff just passing it around now. They're waiting. The next real bit of physical effort for them will be the celebrations, no doubt. And then it'll be early to bed, make sure they're fresh for the second game. The big final climax of the season, which you'll see here exclusively live on Sky Sports. Weaver, Manchester still working hard, they got men over here. Came back off the boards, didn't actually bounce out too far, otherwise Morrison might have scored. Cardiff happy just to ice the puck.
Yeah, they're Manchester all over him. Again, Frankie touches the puck. I don't know how. At least they get it down to the zone quickly.
Long pass to Morrison. Both sides were going for line changes while that was happening as well, except for Morrison, who'd stayed on. He's now skating off. And Jablonski's out there. This is Marco Sten. And somewhere in a darkened room, Mike William is very glad that Cardiff are through to the final, and he'll get another chance to show what he can do on the ice.
Be interesting to see what Heavey's going to do with him next tomorrow in the lineup. If he's going to break up this sort of line of Priest, Chin, and McEwen. There's the Cardiff fans just enjoying this. They can sense it. Heavey's got to be proud of these guys. You know, he's done well in the 4 years that he's been there. He's learned a lot, and he's got to be proud. This has got to be one of his proudest moments.
Having won the Super League in the first season, there's Kurt Kleindost, who won the Super League this year. But that's the only silverware they're going to have, and Paul Heavey, having not won anything for 2 years, is desperate to get some silverware back to Cardiff. And his side removed within 1 game of a trophy because they're about to get into the semi-final. Just over a minute to go before they've beaten the Manchester Storm in their own rink by a phenomenal scoreline. Manchester still working hard. They're trying very, very hard somehow to break the shutout. That's not the way they want to end their season. Chin, he's got a hat-trick. Can he get some more? This is Priest. Priest with a shot, almost got the rebound off Frank Pietrangelo too.
Good move from Chinny to avoid the hit off Robinson and then drop it off to Priest. Great play. He's had a super game.
Inside the last minute of this game, it's been a real champions performance, not by the champions, but by the Cardiff Devils. They're going into the finals, and on this performance, they're going to have to be favourites. They finished runners-up in the league, They've certainly not been second best in this game to the Manchester Storm. They've been outstanding, especially Chin and Priest and McEwen, but it's been a team performance.
Awesome performance from everybody. From the goaltender, defense, right up to the forwards. Everybody's done their job. You can see there's only 20 seconds to go, and then they're in the final.
You'd never believe it. The Manchester Arena has suddenly become a part of Wales. The Cardiff Devils fans just waiting to celebrate. 10 seconds left before a shutout for Derek Orlowski. The players will rush down to give him the applause he deserves. He made some huge saves in the first and the second periods. They've made it through to the semi-finals. The Cardiff Devils are on course to pick up the last piece of silverware of the year. They've got more work to do yet, but Paul Heavey will be delighted with that. Nicky Chin with a hat-trick and an assist as well. Simeone with a 5th goal, giving him the congratulations there. Derek Orlowski getting the shutout. He made huge important saves. He deserves the congratulations as well. The whole Cardiff team deserve the applause they're getting from around the arena. And Manchester Storm, their season has ended in disappointment. They have won the league, but that's the end now. They're not going to be the playoff champions. Kurt Brunendorst says he will be back next year. He hasn't signed his contract. And the Cardiff Devils fans will be back again tomorrow.
There you see Nicky Chin there. He's got to feel very proud. I think he got 4 points tonight. Hat-trick. And that's the thing with Cardiff Devils. They had, well, both teams basically, they have such a strong lineup that they got a guy like Chin who basically hasn't contributed a total amount of offense this year, but he came up big in tonight's game.
Let's get a word from the winning coach. Paul Heavey is with Nick Rothwell.
Paul, obviously you're shaking everyone's hand now, pretty happy.
Oh, we're delighted. Really proud of the guys the way they played. We had to kill a lot of penalties early in the game there. Derek Orlowski was outstanding. And obviously Nicky Chin was outstanding as well. You know, he grabbed 3 goals in the space of 4 or 5 minutes and more or less won the game for us. So I'm really happy for the guys and the fans. You know, it's been a long, hard season and, you know, they really produced today. I mean, obviously, I got to give a lot of credit to Manchester. They had 2 or 3 key players missing. They were under strength in a battle, but they were really up against them. Once we got 2 or 3 goals, it was almost over.
Before the game, you said you had to capitalize on the chances you had. Obviously, you capitalized 5 times. Did you think it was going to be that many?
No, we knew we had to score. We had to score at least 2 or 3 goals against Manchester. Pietrangelo's been solid the whole season. But the puck just went in the net for us today. You know, we've done a lot of things right, and the puck went in the net for us, and that's what wins hockey games.
Nicky Chin has one of these awesome games every once in a while, eh?
Well, they've done something very similar. I think it was 5 or 6 years ago in Wembley when the finals were in Wembley. I think he scored 4 in the same game, but he's been through a little bit of a tough period over the last few days, and he came to play today, and I feel great for him. You know, he's on a big high, full of confidence, and just a great day.
Congratulations, Paul. We'll see you soon.
Cheers, thank you.
We've waited almost half the game before the first goals came, and then like buses, they all came at once. And the driver was Nicky Chin. Right out in front. Was there a penalty? He didn't care. And Nicky Chin got a second just 37 seconds later, 2-0 Cardiff Devils. Then Merv Priest got an assist on the first 2, got his own. Nicky Chin completed his hat-trick. 4-0 at the end of the period. And a bit of icing on the cake in the third. McIntyre setting up Simeone. Cardiff Devils win 5 goals to 0.
Now, this year's winner is a netminder who posted an amazing save percentage of 91.7% in 17 regular season games. Please put your hands together for Cardiff Devils, Stevie Lyon.
So what a performance by the Cardiff Devils. Who'd have thought they'd come here and beat Manchester by 5 goals to 0. Remember that Manchester had outshot Cardiff 15-7 after that first period, but pretty much one-way traffic after that from the Devils. Manchester still getting a few shots on goal, but Cardiff getting the important ones, the ones that got past the netminder. Shading it on possession as well. Plenty of penalty minutes during that game. It was a physical encounter. Let's hear from the man who got a hat-trick, though. Nicky Chin is with Nick.
Nicky, you got the watch, but I'm sure you're happier with the 3 goals.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my first playoff goal, not a bad time to score it. You know, I like these big occasions, and I just try to do my best for the club, and fortunately, I scored a few, too.
Did you think you were going to beat the Manchester Storm by 5 goals?
No, not by 5. I mean, I think the most we scored here was 4, one game up here. But I mean, they've got the lowest goals against average in the league. But we were confident. We thought it'd be a lot closer than what it was. But you know, we played well and we got a few lucky bounces.
All right, I'm sure all the Cardiff fans are pretty happy now, eh?
Oh yeah, I mean, we've missed out. You know, we've been pretty much the bridesmaids all year. We've been pretty unfortunate, and I think it's you know, our time is due, and we're looking for this one.
All right, thanks a lot, Nicky.
Thank you.
Nicky Chin, who did so well today, the player of the game, and you can bet 1 or 200 Cardiff fans will be making their way up the motorway for tomorrow's final. A thoroughly impressive performance by Cardiff. Don McKee from Sheffield and Bob Carroll, our special guest. Now, Don, Sheffield have beaten Manchester 5-0 this season, but it doesn't happen too often, does it?
Definitely, with their defense and with their great goaltending this year, they just don't give up 5 goals. I think it's a credit, though, to the Cardiff offense. They played great in the offensive zone today. They created a lot of offensive chances, and Nicky Chin was definitely outstanding in his finish today. But Cardiff team as overall played really well today.
Let's go back over the game, Bob, starting with that incident involving Mike McWilliam. Turning point or not in this game?
Well, you know, I actually felt, Dominic, that may turn against the Cardiff Devils because McWilliam is a big part of their lineup. He's got a strong physical presence, doesn't he? You know, and he plays with a lot of emotion. So at that stage, I felt, well, what a bonus for the Manchester Storm to try and compromise that. In the same breath, that just managed to pick them right up.
He was certainly a bit upset, wasn't he, Don? There was a suggestion of spearing there. How did you see it? Did you see it as spearing there, Don? I know you're having a little bit of trouble hearing me, but Mike McWilliam, there was a suggestion that he speared there. Did you see that?
I didn't see it, and when we were waiting for the call from the referee, I think it was called by the linesman. I don't even think the referee saw it. I think that's why there was so much discussion and consultation after that penalty.
Now, Bob, you said you thought it might come down to the net minding in the end, and Derek Herlowski had an outstanding game, didn't he? Made some crucial saves as well in the first period.
Herlowski played absolutely tremendous, and, you know, goaltending is a big thing. We all know about it. And, you know, Manchester Storm, Don McKee mentions it. They've got a tremendous amount of offense, players like Tomlinson and guys like that. But look at the save that Herlowski comes up with there. Don McKee mentioned it when we were watching the game together because he drove to the net, he picked up a rebound. Nonetheless, he stops him.
It was an impressive performance by Herlowski, not just in that first period, but for the whole of that game, certainly. Don, the second period there was the crucial one, obviously. What about that first goal? Because I know that Manchester were very upset about it.
Well, Manchester had a reason to be upset. When you look at the goal, Nicky Chin came through the crease, and he took the Manchester defender right out of the play. He knocked Chris Miller on his seat, and then the puck came from behind. You see Nicky Chin's all by himself. He waits, and he makes a great play. But really, a 2-minute interference penalty should have been called. That's why Manchester was so upset over the referee Horner not calling that penalty right there.
Because I suspect some people will just say that Miller wasn't set up correctly. It's just his feet were too close together and he was off balance anyway. Bob?
Well, you know, I see the play as seeing a bit of a give and go there as well, because Chin hit the man behind the net and, of course, drove for the net, waiting for that puck to come back to him. And he's, what, Don, 220 pounds or something like that? Chris Miller, if he's standing still, he's going to fall on that play. But, you know, playoff hockey, aggressive hockey, Manchester's got to forget about it one way or the other and got to get on with the game.
2 more goals quickly after that, of course, Don. Nicky Chin getting his second, and then Merv Priest getting in on the act. What did you make of these two?
Well, I thought Nicky Chin made a great play going to the net, and it was a 3-on-2 situation, and Nicky Chin wasn't picked up by the defense. I really thought Cardiff didn't give Manchester a chance to recover, and Nicky Chin jumping on them. And then we look at Merv Priest's shot. That is a professional shot. He shot through a checker, and he shot, and I thought Frankie didn't expect the shot at all. He didn't wind up. It was just off a wrist shot, and it was into the feet of Frankie, and just a great goal.
third goal from Nicky Chin. Would you attribute any blame there to Pietrangelo, Bob?
Well, you know, I think at that stage, Frankie Pietrangelo had lost a little bit of his confidence, and, you know, the Cardiff Devils were definitely growing in that department. That's the way that I felt about it. You know, driving to the net very, very well. Again, a bit of a miscue here. That puck just isn't bouncing for the Manchester Storm at that stage. Is that Chin's there? You know, he gets his hand on it. Frankie Pietrangelo is down on the play. He's a guy that likes to, if you like, plug the hole if he can, especially at close range. Just didn't work for him.
Don, I mean, really, there was no way back at that stage, was it? And when the fifth goal went in, it was pretty much all over.
We were talking at the end of the second period, and we really felt Manchester had to score late in the second, and if they didn't, it was over. But finally, the icing was on the cake with a goal by Simone, but it was a great pass. But look at this shot. Bang, on the stick, a one-time shot through the 5-hole, and if anything, Frankie has trouble with the 5-hole. I thought he sat in his net too much today. He thinks he owns that net area. You can't beat him, but he was really deep in the net on 3 of the goals today, where if he had been out, I think he had a better chance.
Cardiff are going to be difficult to stop tomorrow.
Well, they have the rest, and I think that's really important. We knew that the team that played in the afternoon would have a rest. They've got a bigger bench than we knew that Manchester had today, and that big bench will help them tomorrow also.
So Cardiff into the playoff final, a thoroughly impressive performance by them, and their fans will certainly have enjoyed what they've seen this afternoon. They're back again here tomorrow evening to see their team in the final. But next up we have the second semi-final for you, featuring 2 really tough teams. Bracknell against Nottingham. It should be good. Stay tuned, we'll be back with that one next.